Yo, you tuned in to Guerilla Cross Radio.
He's taken a shortcut before. Taking shortcuts is often a quick road to trouble. In this absent-minded state, he unconsciously starts to steer, jams his foot on the differential lock, and the machine takes off. It's danger time.
Yo, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Guerilla Cross Radio. Streaming live on GorillaCross.com, the Guerilla Cross app. I'm your host, Quan59, and this is the end of 2018. I'm excited. Are you excited? Dave Noble's in the building.
It's got to get better. 2019, better year.
I thought you meant 2018's got to get better. I'm like, bro, you got a few hours left.
That's it.
Got a few hours left, bro.
That one's written off. It's written off already.
So what do you want to leave behind in 2018, Dave? Be petty.
Jeez.
Be petty.
I don't like to get too deep into political stuff, but you know all my thoughts on that. Like to leave all of a certain stretch of people behind.
Yeah, be nicer to Trump in 2019, guys.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, it's time. His time's coming.
Not at all.
Ding dong. Hopefully the witch is dead. Shoot, I shouldn't say that on live. People come find you.
It works. They shut us down. The Bills did not make the playoffs this year, so you don't have to worry about watching a Bills playoff game.
I'm happy they didn't. They weren't good enough to make it last year. Better draft picks.
We got just in time Josh Williams in the building. What's good, and what do you want to leave back in 2018?
2018 was a solid year. It had its struggles, of course. I hope to leave bill collectors behind in 2018. Hey. Let's get current on all these bills. Let's stop being black.
I'll leave them behind by blocking their phone numbers.
No, you can't look. Like they hit me on. They call from every different area code.
Listen, man, 7 years it disappears from your credit, so you only got 6 years left.
We shall see.
You'll be good.
We shall see.
My man Steve Hollywood Huff. I was hoping he'd have a logo on his shirt for the end of the year, but I thought he'd celebrate with like a Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
People always say the Happy New Year's. I'm like, it's only 1 year.
Yeah.
It's Happy New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
It's New Year Eve.
No, it's New Year's Eve.
Why?
It's S on Eve.
Next year
Because the Eve belongs to New Year.
Yeah.
So there's apostrophe S.
Does anyone say Happy New Year's Eve, or do they just say Happy New Year? Anyway, Steve Hollywood Huff, what's up? What do you want to leave behind in 2018?
Ooh. I don't know, man. It was a pretty good year for me.
Good. Really? You had foot surgery.
That's true.
Nah, actually, that was in December.
Dang, that was last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was 17.
This is a recovery.
It was December of 17, so I was recovering this
All right,
year.
so you
You
left.
got another girl to the mix?
I had another girl. I did get a little fat, so I'm going to leave the fatness
Okay.
in the...
A little?
You left
yeah.
Tojay Simpson in 17.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
OJ.
Yeah, I'm getting back in the gym in 19.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm
Sounds
with
like a
you
good
there.
plan.
I gotta drop this last 20
Woo.
that has not figured out a way to move or leave.
Don't you have to just still drop 20 push-ups for losing a bet to me?
No, I paid all bets.
No,
Did he?
I
the
believe
Facebook
so.
like bet, the Facebook likes bet. You didn't give me that 20.
That still hasn't been proven.
Yes, it has been proven. You
It's
even
not
said
been
it.
proven. It hasn't been proven.
You have to prove that he has, though.
That's what I'm saying. He has to prove that he hasn't.
No.
No.
You didn't find any likes.
Yeah, it's been like a month.
I stopped caring.
Yeah,
Stop caring after
I didn't stop caring about the push-ups.
I stopped caring once I went on your wife's page and realized that you haven't even liked anything that your wife has done.
There you go.
Your wife is like, oh my God, has the happiest day of my life. Tag Dave Nobles. Dave Nobles, no response. What in the name of God?
I mean,
your heart is an ice pump.
I don't
He
keep
might
up
have
on the
commented
Facebook that much.
He might have
Your
commented,
heart
right?
is an ice
I
pump. He
would've-
didn't even comment.
I
Did
could've
he share
commented.
it? He shares a lot.
No, he didn't share it either.
Whoa.
Horrible times. It definitely made me question a lot. I was like, oh wow, Dave might be right, but damn. Should he though?
Yo, if you're watching
Still waiting for that
live,
20.
if you're watching live on Facebook,
hey,
please
I'll knock
share.
him out.
Please quit talking. If you're watching live on Facebook, please share the Facebook live feed. You can call in and talk to us 702-608-3259. Let us know what's on your mind. A lot has happened in sports, so I'm sure we'll have a lot of opinions today on the show. What do you guys want to start with? We're not talking about Floyd, so let's skip that.
Oh God, no.
He got paid. That's it.
He got paid $9 million for
an
2 minutes
exhibition.
and 15 seconds.
What we should
I
talk
ain't
about
mad
is
at
he
him.
made that boy cry.
He did. No, yeah.
was-
We're talking about it. That's talking.
Hey.
Boy was crying.
I mean, I think
did- he
the
did cry.
NFL is the prime.
He
is the prime
cried because he
topic right
got
now.
paid.
Oh.
All right, we're going to jump into the NFL because a lot happened yesterday in the NFL. A lot of games that mattered, and a lot of teams that didn't do their job to keep other teams out of the playoffs.
Washington.
Thanks, Quan. Thanks.
Washington didn't. A donut.
Man, look, man, we're trash.
You went
but-
scoreless, though. You can't even get a field goal.
Well,
Wow.
I think
no,
going
no, it
scoreless
was-
is one of the worst things in sports.
It was one of those things in the end of the game, like we were in the red zone and they were trying to get a touchdown.
I feel
So
that.
they basically, we could have scored, but they chose to not score. I don't know. I would have rather them just kick
They
the field
chose to
goal,
not score.
and we weren't gonna come back. So it's like
Yeah.
at that point,
you got to
it's like,
put something on
how
the
about we
board.
just finish the year right?
Josh Johnson, he is who we thought he was.
Yeah. No, I knew that after those back-to-back picks last week, and I was like, "Yep." So all those people were like, "He's the GOAT. He's the savior." I was like,
Josh
"Let's."
Johnson.
Like
People said that?
yes. On Bleacher Report. That's why I can't stand Redskin fans, because it's like he literally had like 150 yards in the win. It wasn't like he came out from the sky and was dropping a perfect quarterback rating and it's like, man, that was a good game. Like it was just, he did all right. He did enough to let us win.
Listen, man, you'll have a decent draft pick this year, so
15.
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
all
good.
right. It's
It's-
all right.
it's-
That's
it's-
like one of the worst picks you can get for not making the playoffs.
Well, it's one
up
it's
there.
it's one of those picks
It's the
where
second
it's like,
worst.
what's the second word? What's the worst?
The worst is 16.
I walked
That's bad,
into that.
folks.
That's what I'm leaving in 18.
Math?
Walking into Dave's just sledgehammer jokes.
Well, I don't know if you have an option on that.
Man,
Silence. That's the option.
it could be worse. You could be a Raiders fan. My boy Juan over here. You're a Raiders fan, right? L.A. Raiders, though. You gonna move back to Vegas now that they're moving out here? No. All right.
Mike Mayock time. What a terrible hire.
What?
That's a terrible hire.
You feel like it's a terrible hire?
Absolutely. He
Well,
has
I
no
don't think
NFL
it is.
experience to be
I-
the GM.
Well, no, but I'll put it to you like this, though. He does have, in terms of what they have right now, which is a lot of picks, he actually could at least set them up for
But
out of the next 2
Do we
years.
know who's making those picks, though? We know why
John Gruden's
he's
still making the
exactly.
Well, then that's not good.
yeah.
This is really
Like-
bad.
He was hired as a GM decoy. John Gruden is running things. He's
Correct.
on a 10-year contract, paying him a lot, and they're not paying him just to coach.
I've seen
because he's not
Mayock's-
doing a good job doing that.
I've seen his draft assessments. He's off a lot, it seems like. Not that I'm no expert in
Yeah.
the NFL, but I would definitely say that he just doesn't seem to be as on top of things. You see, like the Todd McShays of the world seem to be
Sure.
much more plugged in.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But I mean, then I also read the story where like Jerry Reese was offered the job and he's like, yeah, I'm not taking the job if I have to get John Gruden's okay on every move I make. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, there's no
Well,
no real GM was going to take that job.
Yeah, it's GMing, especially in the NFL, is one of those things where if you get hired after the coach has been hired and it wasn't your coach, especially if the
Yeah.
coach has that kind of deal where it's like, I can't fire the coach.
But he's like the
You're
only
kinda
coach
stuck.
that has that kind of deal. I mean,
Yeah.
even
but I-
Bill Belichick doesn't technically have that deal.
Yeah.
Well, he has a track record to have that kind of deal.
Well, yeah,
anyway,
Bill
so-
Belichick should be able to have whatever deal he wants.
Yeah.
He's got 5 rings.
Bill Belichick could
Big
murder the
difference
mayor of Boston right now, and people be like, "Yeah, you think I had it coming?"
Yeah. I told you that guy was out of line.
Like,
Did us all
if the
a favor.
hoodie did it, there's something that we didn't know. We didn't know something.
It's all part of the strategy to win another Super Bowl.
But listen, I think we know
Murder.
what the Raiders are doing. They're trying to build up draft picks
Yeah.
because they want to come into Vegas with a good team in their new arena, in their new city. So they don't really care about these this past year and then next year.
Yeah.
These are just building years. So I'm not mad until they get here, and if they still suck, then it's like, all right.
But Quan, this is the same guy in John Gruden who loved Nathan Peterman.
And brought him
And
to.
brought him to-
Oh my God.
Well,
yes.
and also
We
didn't
talked
like
about that.
didn't like Khalil Mack and ended up trading him.
And now he's in the playoffs.
Khalil Mack had
So was Amari
didn't Khalil
Cooper.
Mack have more sacks than the entire Raiders team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did.
And it's not like he led the league like Aaron
He-
Donald did with
he
20
didn't-
plus sacks.
He didn't have more than Ryan Kerrigan, though. So, I mean, like I said, he's the greatest player in the league on defense, Steve. That's what you all were pitching to me.
Well,
Who was
before-
pitching that?
Oh, my God.
look, man.
Oh,
Aaron Donald's still walking the earth.
But that's
No,
what I'm
no.
saying.
At the beginning of
Steve said he was the greatest ever.
I didn't say he was the
He
greatest.
said he was
ever.
better than LT.
I said.
No, we
he's-
got it on tape.
I said he's on
We don't have
pace
these
or
tapes,
on
it's
track,
digital, but-
on track to be one of the greats.
Mm-hmm.
You also said Boston
But
Celtics are on
clearly-
track to be a dynasty.
Clearly, he felt.
so you know how that went.
Clearly, both of those things
Are still up for discussion.
Derailed immediately after I said.
You also call Draymond Draymond.
Because that's his name.
I like that, Steve. Good job. You doubled
And I'm
down on
sticking
Draymond.
to it.
You doubled down.
Boy's name is Draymond. See him in the streets. He's Draymond, and I bet he answered to it.
He probably
I
won't.
bet he answered to
He
it.
probably won't. Draymond, come here,
Listen,
Draymond.
The way he's playing in a couple years, you might see him in the streets.
Man.
All right, let's go through the list of coaches that got fired between the time you went to sleep yesterday afternoon and woke up this morning. You got that list, Steve? I asked you to pull it up earlier. No, I didn't.
I think I can give him to you
All
off
right,
the
Dave,
top.
go ahead.
Well, Steve Wilkes from the Cardinals, but we already knew that was happening.
I mean, listen, how many people knew he was the coach of the Cardinals? When I saw his name pop up, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't know
I
his
had no
name.
idea.
I knew his face, but I didn't
Yeah,
know his
I
name.
didn't
How many
know.
people watched Cardinals games this year?
But
They
the
were
Cardinals
bad.
stink. So
They
it's
were
like,
bad.
it's one of those things, like I said before the show, like, why are they firing these coaches?
Is that the
on
coach's fault
teams
when they have
stink?
no team?
They don't
Bruce-
have enough talent. I
Bruce
think
Arians couldn't coach that team the last
I
few
don't
years.
think you should, especially when you're trying to bring in a rookie quarterback who clearly struggled. I was disappointed by his performance, but I gotta say, man, you with that little talent, you got to give somebody a second year.
Yeah. Like, you don't just, like, they go through all these painstaking processes of selecting the right coach and getting the right guy. And then you give them literally 1 year acting like last year
Yeah.
we were good. Obviously, you were bad last year. You hire a coach, he coaches 1 year, and he doesn't curse out the owner. You keep him on for another year. I'm just sorry. It's just my feeling.
But yeah, I mean, you've already had a couple go because Mike McCarthy was already gone. Hugh Jackson was already
Yeah.
gone. You added finally Marvin Lewis, which I mean,
When I saw that, I was like, oh, it's going to be a day.
I thought that he was. But I mean, realistically, Marvin Lewis, he is long past his time of effectiveness.
But my
there.
problem with this is we heard this might happen, and we heard that's why they brought Hugh Jackson in to be a possible replacement for him. Now, is that any better, or is that
No.
It's not.
It's more.
better.
The,
that
I mean,
worse?
it's more of the same. I
No.
feel like it would probably be more of the same.
No, it's worse.
I feel like it's worse.
Hugh Jackson is bad.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't. It wasn't like they caught fire after he got there.
Hugh
Yeah,
Jackson
I
has,
will
has
say
shown.
that.
Hugh Jackson has
Bruh.
shown no inclination that he is an NFL head coach.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
He's been a solid coordinator.
I mean,
to varying degrees.
there's a big difference. There's some
Yeah.
people. Wade Phillips
Is
is
always
still a
been
good defensive
yeah,
coordinator.
Yeah,
He's always been a terrible head coach, though.
he was okay in Dallas. He did okay.
Not good. Not good.
But I mean,
Ask any
again,
Dallas
but
fans.
well, I'll put it to you like this though: in Dallas, you're also working for Jerry Jones, so who knows
So no one.
what
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are?
yeah.
Who knows what you
But
are?
see, who else you got?
Yeah.
You had Todd Bowles, Bunny Colvin from The Wire. He's gone. Amsterdam didn't work.
Oh my
He,
god,
he looks like Bunny Colvin. Don't.
so messy. But
Don't lie to me.
like Todd Bowles again, same situation. Team was bad. They played solid on D, and you have a rookie quarterback.
But he didn't show any inclination that he was doing anything to make the team better.
No,
more
that's
more
fair.
than 1 year, I don't really have a problem with it if the team is just bad.
Yeah.
And then Adam Gase in Miami, I guess they had much higher expectations. They
Well-
started off with a playoff berth and then
Well,
dipped.
what I read actually before I came in on Adam Gase, they were saying that the player, like this was one of their insiders, were saying the players were upset with Gase because he always defended Ryan Tannehill. And I guess Ryan Tannehill has lost that team. So I was like, dang. I was like, that's not good on either side.
I'm not sure Ryan Tannehill ever had that team.
He had him for a minute, and then he got hurt. Like that. I want to say I can't. I want to say
remember
like
back
2
in the
years
day
ago.
when they had Matt Moore, they're like all the players like playing with Matt Moore.
Yeah.
And it was like if your team would much rather respond to Matt Moore
to
than
the backup. Yeah.
and
And you've been paid.
yeah,
Not good.
Adam Gase is out, and they're looking at Rex Ryan in Miami. Is that better or just
Good luck.
way worse?
it's trust me, as a Bills fan, it's not good.
That's not good.
I heard Rex Ryan's name somewhere else too. That was
it was
ridiculous.
college. I feel like.
Yeah,
Wasn't it college?
you said that.
That would make more sense to me.
No.
Yeah, but it was a bad team.
I think I put it in the.
It wasn't for the maybe for the Hurricanes.
No. No.
No,
Okay.
they
No, it was.
They knew what
it
they
was.
did.
That's where it was. That's
Yeah.
where it was.
But then they ended
That's
up.
a fake story because they clearly had Manny Diaz. on mine.
No. It actually it came from the players, like from former players. They were like, because I want to say like Jonathan Vilma said it. Like this was on Twitter.
Was
they
it
were
like
saying
Ray
to go
Lewis
after.
because he played with him?
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't.
But
mind.
yeah, no, we want to keep talking about NFL. We don't want to
Yeah.
get into
Yeah.
my
We'll
prophetic
get
moments
into
about
that.
Manny Diaz because I called.
I mean, speaking of the Ravens, there was a lot of word that Harbaugh, if they wouldn't have went on the tear they went on, and when they put Lamar Jackson in,
yeah,
he was going to be gone. They were going to like mutually part ways after the season, and now he's still there. Jason Garrett might have finally been out this year, make the playoffs.
you
Now
have
he's
two
still
more.
there.
You
He's
have
still
2
there
more
too,
years
yeah.
of Garrett. Enjoy yourself, Cowboy fans.
They're talking about with John Harbaugh, basically like they were going to renegotiate his contract, but because they were losing, he was basically out the door.
Yeah.
But now he's expected to stay because, well, they started
I
winning.
think he.
So-
But when you like listen to him and you like watch him talk after games, he does seem like he doesn't necessarily want to be there anymore.
It's Baltimore, man.
I don't know if that's the case. I think he's just that type of guy. He's not like his brother. Now the guy, I gotta say, and you guys, everybody's gonna rip on me for this one.
Uh-oh. That's not
I don't know how Mike Tomlin keeps a job. Mike
Oh
Tomlin's
no,
a bad
that's
coach.
not a rip.
Listen.
Mike Tomlin is a bad coach.
Listen. Okay, well here, and this is what I say to.
I know black people are gonna come from me.
That's
for
right.
this.
No,
That's
listen.
right. First off,
Real
you leave
quick,
Omar
real
Epps'
quick,
brother alone.
Real quick.
That's first.
Real quick.
First and
Dre from Let the Ball Bounce is a diehard Steelers fan,
And he's on him, I know.
hates Tomlin.
I know.
He hates Tomlin.
Tomlin is bad.
Well, here,
And
but
he's
here,
not a good coach.
I'll put it to you like this.
Is he bad or just he's not as great as people say? I don't think he's bad.
Well, but I'll put it to you like this. When it comes down to it, though, who are your hiring options? When I looked at the top 10 prospective hires this year, I was like, who? And then like a lot of them were from what team was it? That wasn't even a good team. Like it was like 3 people came off of the same staff, and I was like, they didn't even make the playoffs. How are these guys considered like you're hiring? Those are the people that you're looking to hire. With Tomlin, look, how many people right now that are out there have won a Super Bowl and been to another one? How many? Because right now you have Jack Del Rio that they're talking about. You have Jim Caldwell who has
bad.
yeah, Jim, yeah, exactly.
Jim
and
Caldwell's
then
bad.
and then I think there was one more. There was one more that kind of had been solid in the NFL and then had been fired and now wasn't. He's still kind of out there twisting.
But you don't want those guys either. I mean, I'm just saying
I know.
I would rather take
So
a chance
don't
on a young
fire.
guy that might become something like McVay in LA or somebody like that, where you
But that's
you're-
a
I
chance
think
you
you're
just
taking
don't even
hope.
know.
But you don't know. I think that's the thing with football all the time is you just don't know.
Yeah.
They keep giving jobs back to mediocre guys.
Yeah. No, that's
just
true.
aren't
too.
doing it.
But let's look at
That's-
McVay. Is McVay that great, or did they get a lot of talent at the same time?
No,
He was
he
hired.
did a lot last year with not a lot.
McVay's a good coach.
They have a lot of talent too, though.
They do have a lot of talent.
There was trash under Jeff Fisher
but
now.
the thing, yeah, exactly.
That same talent was
and that's
not
what I was
very
gonna say.
good.
a lot of that talent was the same under Jeff Fisher, who was terrible.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with the NFL is they just keep recycling the same coaches over and
Yeah.
over again
and don't get new ideas.
Exactly. And the Rams are one of the few teams to bring in basically the youngest coach in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And give him a shot. And most teams won't do that. When you look at Mike Tomlin, all of his success was close to 10 years ago. I mean, he's been coaching for 12 years since 06, right? So
No, that's true.
most of his
Really.
big success was years ago. Like he's been kind of a playoff team or right there.
No, they've been a
Since-
playoff team.
8-7,
in-
right?
in
Yeah,
how many-
they've been
how
in
many-
playoff.
how many
8-7,
divisions? How many divisions has he won?
8-7 in the playoffs is their record. 8 wins, 7 losses
Okay.
in the playoffs.
Okay, and
Right.
and most of those wins are probably coming off of like 2 or 3 Super Bowl bids.
and only one Super Bowl win.
Yeah, he
Right?
went to 2.
Sir,
he went
right.
to 2,
And he
but
went to
they
2. So,
what was it? It was
I
he
don't.
won in 10, and then he lost to
They lost to the
they lost to Rodgers.
Rodgers.
So I don't necessarily think that he's a bad coach as far as coaches overall are concerned. But at some point, if you have an organization like that where you never really have a completely bad team, like the Steelers have not been terrible
No,
in
no,
this period
they've
of time.
been very good.
So how much of that is Mike Tomlin's coaching or just them having great players?
Well-
how many of these players are just average or below average somewhere else, and he's coaching them up or bringing them up? Ben, you got to also remember, Roethlisberger went through a windshield. You know what I'm saying? And he's back on the field, and he's still performing.
that was before Tomlin, right?
Yeah, that was before.
Yeah, because that was like his second or third year.
So a coach is coaching a quarterback who went through a windshield.
Went,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Went through a windshield into a bathroom.
and into a bathroom.
Wow.
So you see what I'm saying? Like,
And went through a
Like-
lot of stop signs.
so, but there are plenty. I think Mike
Come on,
Tomlin
Dave, that was solid. That was solid, Dave. That's a chuckle. That's one where I need my chuckle.
on the
You can't
Nothing.
beg for it.
when you're looking at is it a good coach or a bad coach? I still put Mike Tomlin on the fence. I think his best days are definitely behind him. They've already happened. But the NFL works like that in general, where they're just going to recycle. If the
Well-
Steelers fire Mike Tomlin
Oh,
today,
he's hired tomorrow.
picked up tomorrow.
He's hired
You
tomorrow.
see what I'm saying? Nobody is looking at, you know what, let's give this young guy a shot. You know what I mean? Let's bring in this guy who's been an intern for 12 years and doing this. Let's raise him up to do something. They just keep picking up people who are dropped off somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
It's just
coach
a network, really.
you coached the Browns to two of the worst seasons in NFL history, only to tie seasons that have been that bad before. You get fired, and basically next week you're hired at a town a couple hundred miles away.
One of those people was Bill Belichick.
You know? So, I mean, yeah.
That worked out just fine.
That worked out one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Because he coached the Browns,
But
he got
it's-
them to the playoffs, then he had a bad season.
But
left.
that same recruiting process is done all the time. How are you in the Bengals office and you look at this guy's resume and you're like, man, he's only won 5 games in the last 3 years. Let's hire him.
Yeah.
You should be fired for that. You know what I mean?
Hey,
For
5.
hiring
You
this
gave
guy.
him too many wins. He didn't win that many.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
feel like it was 4 and a tie.
Yeah, it was 1 last year, and how many they win this year?
Well, at that
When he
point,
was
they
fired,
were-
how many
Before
they
he was
win?
fired, I think
Yeah.
it was 3.
Yeah.
3,
2
so
or
4
3.
wins. 4 wins in
Yeah.
a draw, and we're gonna hire this guy.
4 incidents.
Come on, man.
But listen, about Tomlin, if the Browns would have beat the Ravens, which they had a big chance to do at the end of the
Oh,
game,
they did.
people wouldn't be saying this about Tomlin today.
They'd be in the playoffs.
They'd be in the playoffs. They wouldn't be saying how horrible the Steelers season was. And that's because another team lost. You know what I'm saying? So they were right there to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were, but they also went 4-6 to close it out.
Right.
Baltimore shouldn't have even had a shot.
Exactly.
Baltimore went 6-1
It-
down the
it
stretch.
was
7-1.
but
But
I'm
I,
just saying,
I
it's
want to
all
go
big
back.
talk.
I want to go back to something that happened at the beginning of the season that we talked about half the season with the Steelers, and that's Le'Veon Bell.
Yep.
Does that change what their fate was this year?
Of course it does.
It's very possible, and I mean, it's at the very least. I mean, even though Connor came in, he finally got hurt, which derailed that
one
momentum.
hurt.
But
Yeah.
Connor was Le'Veon Bell was a storyline. Every time he commented on something or made
Didn't
his-
comment on
yeah,
something or
Yeah.
liked
Ev-
the
ev-
wrong thing.
everything out there was just another thing that those players had to answer
Yeah.
about all the time. So little stuff like that, it's like I don't think people look at it as much as they maybe should when you consider some of those times that these guys have to sit there every day. Like like when you're Kevin Durant and every day it's like, are you leaving after the year? Or when you're in the Steelers locker room, what do you think about Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah.
What do you
think
think
about
about
him
him
not
coming
being
back?
here? Do you
Yeah.
think that's right?
Yeah.
Is he a
It's like-
bad teammate?
And that's all you hear all season. It's like finally you're just like, you know what?
Oh, Brian Arakpo announced his retirement. That's actual news. Former Redskin.
Okay.
And he's got a cupcake store now, apparently, with his teammate.
Good to know.
Wow.
You didn't see the commercial?
I don't care.
That's terrible.
Slinging them cakes, baby.
Back to real NFL news.
That's solid news. Brian
It
Arakpo's
was
a Pro
solid. Good.
Bowler.
Breaking news.
Just literally
Josh
just
Williams.
retired.
His sources just told him.
Jeez. ESPN. Thanks, ESPN.
Oh, we
Thanks,
forgot to
ESPN.
mention Dirk
This would be
Cutter
my-
in
my
Tampa
source.
Bay,
That's-
who
yeah.
was terrible.
Yeah.
Well-
That was the one that I said got fired fired before they got on the plane
Yeah.
back home.
Oh no question. He was
he hitchhiked
he
over.
was he was already gone. I mean, listen, you hitch your wagon to Jameis. It's not a good place to
necessarily-
hitch it.
not a good wagon.
That wagon ain't going far.
That wagon's got a busted axle.
All right, let's talk about the good news in the NFL. The playoffs start
Thanks.
this Saturday.
Playoffs.
Playoffs? What
I got
talking about? Playoffs?
Playoffs?
You kidding me?
Did you see that meme? The Steelers are watching the Browns
Yes.
game, and they
Oh.
had the meme where
Playoffs?
Mora's up there on the screen instead
Playoffs? You
with the
kidding me?
look like the playoff look.
Oh no, I didn't
It
see
was
that.
hilarious.
Oh, I didn't see that at all.
Yeah.
I,
But,
I saw when that pick happened and like the players like literally like were like cursing
Yep.
Baker Mayfield out. Like it was like
That's it.
he's in the other game. Like now you're fans.
You went from
okay.
being a fan to
Yeah.
hating him.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Juju was saying that he was gonna give him like his playoff share. Like Juju,
Wow.
yeah, Juju was like, I'll give you my playoff share for that first game if you're able to get him in.
April Fools.
Yeah, well, got to get in first.
Well,
Yeah,
shout
man.
out to the Ravens, though, because last year they had the same opportunity and lost to the Bengals. I think it was 4th and 17. Bengals ended up
Got the
throwing a
Bills in.
touchdown,
That's
got the
right.
Bills in
That's right.
to the playoffs, and the Ravens ended up not making the playoffs. But Ravens are tough, and I don't think that's a team you really want to see in the playoffs.
No, well, here's the thing: you don't want to see one side of the ball. I think I don't think they win this first game. I think this run heavy offense in the playoffs, Lamar Jackson is going to get forced to make throws, and he can't throw.
Who are they playing?
Chargers.
They got a chance.
The Chargers are a good team,
The Chargers are a
and
good
I know
team.
they just beat the Chargers, but let me tell you, I think they will be ready to dissect them.
the Chargers are a good team,
It's the playoffs, though.
but well, I will say one thing: it is in LA, so
It's not in LA.
Oh no, they won.
It's in
That's
Baltimore.
right, it's in Baltimore, so it's gonna be a little colder.
Mm.
It might rain a little bit. Phillip Rivers, like a lot.
I'm
can be
taking
said-
Baltimore in
Yeah,
Baltimore.
a lot can be said
Well, they
about
have a good defense.
playoff.
They have one of the
playoff
better defenses in
football.
the league.
And when you don't do certain things in the NFL, that was what Peyton's problem was for so long. He was in that dome, and if he wasn't in the dome, it wasn't gonna happen in the playoffs because you can't throw the ball. Like it's not as easy to throw the ball. So if you can run and play defense and play clock management, you got a good shot.
And listen, Lamar Jackson might not be able to throw the ball, but
He sure can run.
you can't catch the guy. when he gets away, you cannot catch the guy.
Willie Beeman.
Now,
Steaming Willie
I
Beasley.
obviously
Beasley.
don't see him running his team all the way to the Super Bowl, but
No.
I think they could beat the Chargers in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I think that's a game you have to have them as a favorite.
But also the
I think
Chargers
they
are
can win.
the Chargers are probably better on the road considering they have no home field.
Yeah, but in the cold, I mean,
true.
Phillip Rivers is a San Diego.
Cold is a factor. Cold is a factor.
It depends on how cold it is. Because yesterday in DC after the game, Jay Gruden was at the podium in a windbreaker. I was like, it wasn't that cold out there today. So it kind of comes down.
He
to
might
if
have
it-
just been feeling the heat, though.
no heat.
Yeah, there's no heat on him.
He's okay. I think he's all right for one more year.
Well,
Those
and-
Gruden's
and
hold jobs pretty
just,
well.
Just figure. Well, realistically, in his case, to defend him,
Well, he lost the starting quarterback.
without Alex, they were in the playoffs when Alex Smith was there.
we were 6-2.
They were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
6-2, Steve.
Alex Smith had a
Hey.
horrendous injury.
Well, that might be it for Alex.
Yeah, he might not come back
Yeah.
from that.
I can't imagine him coming back.
That
at
might
this,
that
at
might
this
be the
stage
end
of his
of
career.
That might be the end of that story.
That's a little too much.
Oh,
That's a bad
All
one.
right, what other matchups? We have Philly and Chicago, which is funny. The Philly fans, and I hope we don't get a call today. That's why we did
Oh,
the show
geez.
early.
Don't bring it up.
The Philly fans were cheering for the Bears yesterday to win,
And now they got to see.
and now
those
they got to
same
see those Bears. So the Bears are going to take them out. Philly has no chance against the Bears. In Chicago, zero chance. That magic of
I'm
last
with you.
year, that Foles magic is done. This is it.
I just
Put a wrap on it.
I'm just counting down to like
Re-
Desiree can like hear bells.
By the way, replay our confidence as soon as Mitch Trubisky's just throwing the ball all around and getting picked off
Hey,
4 times.
Like here, man.
He's not throwing 4 picks.
Trubisky did his job yesterday. As much as Kirk Cousins didn't do anything. That was
You were
lovely.
definitely right about Kirk.
Oh.
Well, no, Kirk Cousins. I mean, he did a really good job coaching up Adam Thielen on the sidelines.
Oh
over
my
there.
goodness! Just
thought
throw the
Thielen was gonna hit
ball.
him.
Like he was like I don't have 8 seconds, and then he was like just throw the ball.
I
That was
I
great.
thought Thielen was going to hit him. It looked
Oh,
close.
Yeah.
So was Kirk
yeah.
Cousins the biggest
Yes.
free agent bust?
Yes,
And I said that.
84 million.
I said
Guaranteed.
that when
That's a lot of
he
money.
Yeah,
got Signed.
So did I.
I feel
I said
like
it when he got signed.
I feel like they could have done just as much, possibly more, with
Case
Keenum and more money.
I feel like they probably could have done better because Case Keenum wasn't gonna like you saw what the deal that he got from Denver. It was 24 over 2. Like
they would have had a lot of money
you,
to get some.
You
get
definitely
some other
have
players.
money to like when you actually go out and pay that kind of money for a quarterback. You better be right. You
But
have
that's-
to be.
That's why we all saw the stat. The top
you
six.
you see Quad back up a little bit. He's
Look,
like,
That's why
Let me tell
all
you.
the top 6 paid quarterbacks didn't make it. But when you look at it,
Well, one of them was hurt, so that's why they didn't.
they
make
weren't
the
making
playoffs.
it anyway.
They would have made the playoffs.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would have.
Absolutely
They
not.
would have been better than the Seahawks.
Nope.
Yes. Yep.
look,
Yep.
All right.
Look.
So what I was going to say
If
is,
Niners' whole team wasn't hurt like they were, they would have made the playoffs.
look at the league. You either have
Guarantee
guys
it.
like
Hashtag Quanstradamus.
you either have guys like Tom Brady, who leaves money on the table every year
Yep.
for them to spend someplace else.
because he has UG
Because
deals,
his wife's bringing in the.
and his
Well,
wife still
Well,
has
also he
200
wants,
million more on net worth.
True, but he also wants to win. I mean,
Exactly.
realistically,
But that's what you have to do.
Drew Brees has left money on the table
Yeah.
consistently. Or you have guys on like rookie scale contracts.
Yes,
And then they can go out and spend money in other places.
that's
why
your best
you
chance
look
of
around the
winning.
league. Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff,
Mhm.
Mitch Trubisky,
Russell Wilson before he got his money.
Russell Wilson before he got his. But that team, I can't even figure out how they made the playoffs. But
I think he's.
Wait.
Do you think he's coach of the year?
Carroll,
He might have to be. I think he has to be.
Carroll's up there. I would say
I
you
think he's
probably
definitely top 3.
Nagy in Chicago has got to
That's
be
solid.
up there.
But Chicago also got a lot
And
of talent.
Sean Payton has to be up there because they had 2. Like yesterday, you can't even count. They had 2 losses going into the last week of the season.
That's
But yeah, you
fair.
take those 3 teams though.
But he also has like they truthfully should have went to the conference championship last year. The
Who's that? The
Saints.
Saints. Yeah.
So it's not like they were coming off of anything. Like everybody was like, "Oh, this is the year that the Seahawks die," and they still.
that and I
No,
think
the
they won
Seahawks.
the
that's
division.
what makes him
He's certainly
the
in
coach
contention.
this year
Oh,
because
sorry, not the division. They got
he
playoffs.
took teams that everybody wrote off as he either traded away or the talent just left.
Yeah.
And we
Or
were
got
like,
hurt.
yeah, the Seahawks are going to suck the next 2 or 3 years because they got to rebuild. And here they are. With,
But when you look back at it, everyone
Yeah.
they lost is players that didn't do too well
Well, and also with the
wherever else they went.
with the
Yeah.
guys that they lost, in a lot of the cases, with the exception of like injury with Earl Thomas retiring and things like that,
yeah,
a lot of those other guys they just got old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
It happens in the NFL more than any other sport. You turn a corner and you're old.
And
You were good last year. This year you're old.
overnight.
Yeah.
There is no like secondary way to get around it.
That's why I
Yeah.
give it to Carroll though, because the Bears they were horrible last year,
Yeah.
but they also got a lot of talent this year in the draft with the Mac trade. So their defense got super strong over the summer. So I expected them to be a lot better. But with Seattle, we were picking them to fight with Arizona to be the worst team in that division.
Yeah.
right.
And they
Oh, and San
surprised
Francisco.
everybody.
I didn't think San Francisco was going to be good.
Yeah, I did.
I did.
I know, we know. We're aware.
We're
We're aware.
You guys do realize half their starters were out the whole season, right?
So is my
Okay.
team.
Yeah. Well,
It's just as bad.
it's the
the
NFL.
It's the NFL.
Exactly.
No, Quan, you guys were 1-2 before the wheels fell off the bus.
The Bills
doing
started
fine.
Nathan Peterman multiple games.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
like,
Bills are just
like
we
gotta
five,
say stuff.
like 5 games.
We're talking about a
Wow.
franchise that can't win a Super Bowl compared to. Come on, Dave.
okay, yeah, we're really going to compare
Been
to
since
Joe
94.
Montana
We all
and
stink.
Young.
loaded teams with no salary cap and Eddie DeBarlo.
Wait. The Bills had a salary cap back then?
Yeah, but they were also playing within whatever the rules were at the time, not like Eddie DeBarlo.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, that was a little bit more reaching, Dave. I was with
Oh,
you.
really?
until-
That's reaching?
Hey,
So
you
we're-
start- yeah,
were the
yeah,
rules-
yeah,
The
yeah.
league wouldn't allow Eddie DeBarlo anywhere near the team to where his
the rules
sister had to take over?
Were the rules to miss that field goal at the end of the game?
Wow.
Come on, Dave.
Wow.
Went right for wide right.
Wow.
Well, should have seen the 49ers in that game, but Joe Montana almost got killed.
It's all good. We had already won a whole bunch before then.
Yeah.
Didn't need any more.
Oh, man.
But
Yeah, 2 against the Bengals. Real
Yeah,
killer
it's-
teams.
that's fine. You lost 4, and you're complaining
Correct.
about a team
In
that
a row.
won all the ones they were
4 in
in.
a row.
You were
That'll never happen again.
Well, we lost to
you lost.
we
to
lost
the
now
Ravens.
to the Ravens.
But you guys were 5-0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this:
That's strong.
a team will win 4 in a row before a team will lose 4 in a row. And that's a tough feat to top.
It is.
No, I think, yeah, I don't.
Really,
we won't see 4 in a row.
The first one was the
Anybody.
one. The first one was the one.
Yeah, y'all got housed.
First one. Was
Anyways,
the one.
enough of the Bills. We were talking about good things in the NFL.
Yeah.
So who do we got? Philly at Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
Chicago.
Say it, Josh. You got to say it out loud.
Philly.
Don't be.
Oh
no. Did Desiree pay you to say that?
No.
What's going on? Okay, give us your reason.
Well, it all comes down to the health of Foles. Now, if they got to start Nate Sudfeld, he was a Redskins practice squad quarterback. So if they win that one,
Foles is playing.
Well, look, if I told Desiree yesterday that this wasn't in a fit of rage, that he probably punctured his lung, and I was hoping that he died on the field and bled out.
Wow.
They probably just held him off, knowing they were playing against a
The
horrible
Redskins.
subpar team that really wasn't trying. So might as well save him for the playoffs anyway. I mean, clearly the
Take a
Redskins
week
were not
off.
trying.
It was bad.
That was definitely a 1-2.
Like-
That was
like
definitely a 1-2-3
when-
Cancun situation.
No,
right
listen,
there.
listen. When they went for it on 4th down, I was like, "What are we doing? Like, we should be going for this. Like, the game is
At
over.
least score points.
Like, do something." And they
Don't get
and like
shut out.
once the gunner daggone like motioned in, I was like, "Fake." He got it. I was like, "All right, good. Okay, now 3 and out. I hate you guys. Turn this thing."
Yeah.
All right, Steve, who you got in this game?
Oh, the Bears.
All right, 3
Bears.
Bears, 1
Yeah.
Eagle. The next game in the NFC, Seattle at the playoff Dallas Cowboys.
Seattle.
I just think Seattle. I mean, I think especially I couldn't figure out why they were leaving. Why you leave your starting quarterback in? I mean, at least they took Elliott
They had
out.
to get one more win because they know they're not getting a win in the
They
playoffs.
didn't have to get one more win though. That win gave them nothing. Nothing changed.
No, but they
by
knew they
winning.
weren't getting another win for the rest of the year, so they had
Well-
to give their fans that win
Well,
because they're not winning in the playoffs.
I just thought about it. So if the Eagles do win, the Eagles would have to play the Rams. And I said weeks ago the Rams that's the matchup that I would want. I think they could actually mess around and go take the Rams again.
No, the Eagles would not play the Rams.
Yeah, because the Eagles are the 6th seed. The Eagles are the 6th seed.
The Eagles would play the
The
Saints.
Saints. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take them down.
The Saints would
Finish them.
The Saints will handle them.
Finish them. Okay, all right. You're right.
Yeah, the Saints would handle them.
Yeah, so the Seahawks would have. So wow, it could be Seahawks Rams, and then talking Saints Seahawks. Ooh, Drew Brees is walking on in. He's walking into Super Bowl 53.
Well,
Listen,
if Bears win, they play the Saints, right? Or
no, if the Bears win, they definitely get the Rams without
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Well,
three and two.
remember they
Yeah,
just
3-2, yeah.
reseed. They just reseed.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
it's
so the Bears
Yeah.
get the Rams no matter.
yeah.
All right,
no matter
wins?
what.
Dave, who do you got in this game? Seattle at Dallas.
I could never pick Dallas. I don't think Dallas is actually that good.
No,
They're definitely not.
I don't
they
buy
had no
it.
business winning that game yesterday. But
It-
it ended up being when I actually saw the throw, I was like, oh, he did throw him open.
And
It was a good
also,
throw.
by the way, why not lose that game? Why not sit everybody? Give the Giants a little bit of a worse pick. It did nothing for you. Absolutely nothing. Yes, it got Dak Prescott four touchdowns. Congratulations. You're lucky he didn't get like his knee blown out or something. Somebody flying in. They played him the whole game.
Who owns the
They did.
Cowboys?
Hmm?
Who owns the Cowboys?
Come
Oh, yeah.
on,
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
ridiculous.
America, right? America's team.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
pick the Seahawks just because I think they know how to. They still have a lot of guys there that know how to win in the playoffs.
And Pete Carroll knows how to coach in the playoffs.
Well,
Well,
unless you need
Unless
to run
Super
it.
Bowl
At the
moment.
one
Unless-
yard line.
unless
Unless
you're
you're
at
in
the
the
goal
Super
line.
Bowl on the 1 yard
Unless you're
line.
at the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst coaching decision ever in any playoff game of any sport.
Marshawn Lynch has not been stopped in 8 tries. We're gonna throw it.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, who do you got?
Gosh, dude, I can't even think straight now. Seahawks, man. Cowboys are terrible. They have the benefit of just being in just a bad division this year. Terrible division. That's why they're in the playoffs. They
Thanks,
are
Steve.
they are not good.
I mean, that's why the Eagles are in.
They brought in they started off Cowboys started off terrible, and then they got a little better, bringing in a few players and changing a few things. But I'm not excited about it. They are not good enough to win a playoff game. So we will go another.
That was my phone, Josh.
20,
Oh, okay, I was like, am I tripping?
There'll be another 20 something more years that Cowboys haven't won in the
Playoff
playoffs.
game.
So yeah, I mean they'll be out coached tomorrow. Like you'll see that. That's what I think is going to happen.
Tomorrow,
Okay.
wow. They're going to be
I mean, not
out-coached
tomorrow.
before the game even
my bad.
happens.
I
They'll be
believe
out-
it. They're probably being outcoached
Yeah,
right now.
they're being out coached right now. Yeah, I mean,
They're
on
being
the,
out scouted, out ownered,
On exact-
Owners.
everything.
Their owner's dead.
I know. I thought about it right after I said it.
Wow.
I would probably rather have a dead owner than Jerry Jones.
Wow. All right, moving on to the AFC. Sorry, Juan, the Raiders did not make it, barely. We have the Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. I'm definitely taking the Colts in this game.
That one's interesting.
Yeah, there's
In
things could
Andrew
happen.
Luck, we trust. Listen, I think everyone
hold
thought
on.
he might have been gone and dead.
Hold on. If you do not recall, over time, many times on this very show, people have besmirched the good name of Andrew Luck, who
We did.
always stood up for Andrew Luck and said Andrew Luck was a top-level elite quarterback.
I'd have
He's
to,
not.
This guy right here.
I'd have to hear the replays. I don't remember that.
No, I do remember
promise
you always
you,
saying
I
that
have always stood up for
because
Andrew Luck.
he would say that right after.
I thought he was gone.
Mitchell
Yeah.
Trubisky bashing. So
I
yeah,
thought he was done. I didn't think he'd have a good year at all.
look,
And he's
listen,
starting off slow.
I think this is what I think about this game. Anytime you have to play somebody 3 times in a year, in football for sure, it's all bets are off. So it really just comes down to whose defense shows up. Because the offense
and Houston
is,
has much more likelihood of that happening.
well, I mean, but Houston has a better defense. So
That's what I'm saying.
if they do their job, then I think the Texans win. If the defense struggles at all, then I think you start to lean it more towards the Colts. But yeah, you know how I feel about Andrew Luck. I haven't liked him since he said some besmirching things about my good RG3.
When did he say besmirching things about RG3?
Oh, he was smug. There was always some smug.
was smug.
He didn't kneel at the throne of RG3 at the time.
How's RG3 doing right
Hey,
now?
it's all right. Hey, he's in the playoffs. He's a backup's backup
He's
in the
pretty much,
playoffs,
he's
but
pretty
he's
much a quarterback coach.
He's in there. You leave RG3 out of this.
It's quarterback's coach taking down white women left and right. Wow. Leaving one for another.
There's nothing
Hey.
that I could say to that.
He's the only guy where you're like, man, your braids are bad. You probably look better if you cut your hair. And then you see him cut his hair. It's like, maybe you should have kept those braids.
You look terrible, bro. Terrible.
Wow.
It was bad, man.
Listen,
It
man.
wasn't even a line of any sort.
Let me tell you something, bro.
Steve on his
Let me
worst
tell you-
day.
Let me tell you something, bro.
You are a jerk.
That is hilarious.
Oh,
Look.
man.
Hey, you need to
Look.
cut those braids. Like, ooh, bring the braids
Bring the
back.
braids back.
Bring the braids
Can you
back.
put a wig on?
Oh no. Oh.
Take those braids that they made the kid cut for the wrestling match. Put them on your head.
I looked at that picture and I heard the souls of every black grandmother who ever lived. Just boy, why you ain't brush your head?
Oh my gosh, that's
I don't think we
terrible.
heard Dave say, take the braids from the wrestling match.
I heard him. That's
Well,
Wow.
you know, also that grandmother was also like, see, that's what happened when you marry a white woman. You know that got said. You know when they looked at that picture like, mm-hmm,
I heard that in my soul, bro.
Mm-hmm. All right. Who do you got, Steve? I don't even know what game we're on.
say no more.
That's tough. That is tough. I think we got to the
we're on the
AFC.
Colts and Texans.
Yeah,
Colts
that's
and
right.
Texans.
Don't
Who
worry.
you got?
Don't worry, the AFC.
I'm taking the Colts. The Texans have a better record, but I'm not really impressed by their wins. Most of them came from they beat the bad teams that they were kind of supposed to beat.
That's
but
true.
I don't think they could.
That is true. Because
I
we
think when
had the Texans on the ropes, and then Alex Smith's leg snapped.
Yeah. So I just the Texans haven't had a win where I was like, okay, they are actually good this season.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see it all season. They did start off pretty bad, but and they got better, but it was still just like
What, they started
I
off
don't know.
0-3?
I think it was 0-2 or 0-3. Yeah,
0-2?
yeah.
I
They
think
were
so.
0-3.
Yeah, it was one of
they're
the teams
0-3.
where you looked at like, oh, okay, they suck, and then
Yeah.
they won like a bunch of games in a row.
Yeah,
But it was just, I think it was just they just got the soft spot of the schedule where they won all these games and,
because they lost. They
Yeah.
lost every game to an elite quarterback.
Yeah, and
So-
they also backed into a lot of those wins.
So
too.
if Dave is calling Andrew Luck elite, then I guess you have to just put the Colts out there. So Steve, you're calling a sad month, a sad rest of the year for the state of Texas, then, because no Cowboys,
Texas
no
is gonna
Texans.
It's gonna be sad in Texas.
Sad times,
Yeah, but hey,
deep in the heart of sadness.
They
is
got
what
brisket,
Steve's calling
so you know.
See, although I would actually take the Texans in this game.
Mhm.
I don't think Luck has enough help.
it. Well,
I don't think the Texans are very good. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see enough true playoff caliber players around him. And you've got some guys over on the other side with some experience.
And-
I think they're the one thing where I would give the Colts. I think Frank Reich in his first year is a better coach than Bill O'Brien. I think Bill O'Brien's a terrible coach. Just they got lucky.
Yeah, and the Texans are the 3 seed, right? So they would have to play.
Yeah.
They'd have to play the Patriots.
Correct.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I think the Patriots definitely want to see them. The Patriots do not want to see the Ravens or the Chargers. I think they would much rather see the Texans.
Well,
The Patriots are not very good.
Patriots will still mess around and get in the Super Bowl.
The way
Steve's
it's lining up.
Steve's already starting.
I
his
mean,
drawings of
let's
Tom
look
Brady
at it.
right now.
Let's look at it. There's an okay shot that they get the Texans.
Hey.
There's an okay shot they get the Texans.
Yeah,
Okay. So then you're going to do what? Go to Kansas City and Andy Reid in the conference championship game?
that's if that takes place.
Which they already beat them. Wasn't that in Kansas City? Or was that in
That was in
New
New
England?
England.
That was. Didn't
Pretty
they
sure that
lose?
was
They
in it.
lost. They lost to Kansas City and New England last year. Did they go?
Correct.
Did,
So
did-
they-
so
they
New
won
England,
this year.
I think it was
New
still
England
New
came. New England came back again. Wow,
Yeah.
that's, that's unfortunate for Kansas City. That's not right.
Well, New England used to have to go to Indianapolis every
That's true.
season.
That's true.
Every
Fair,
season,
fair,
whether they
fair.
won a Super Bowl
That's
or
fair.
not.
No,
they played
you know
Peyton
what?
at home.
That's fair. That is fair. You're right.
Yeah.
Steve, did you pick?
Yeah,
You said
Colts.
Colts. Okay. And then you said Houston.
I said Houston.
Dave, who you got?
I say in Houston, I don't feel good about it.
Man,
That's the one game where that's the game that's the most of a toss up to me. The other games, I really feel at least reasonably strong about the pick.
Yeah,
but I don't know
I-
about that
I was
one.
gonna say if I had to bet on one of these games, it definitely wouldn't be that one.
yeah, that
I
one you leave
couldn't-
alone.
I had to leave that game alone.
Because if it gets out of
Yeah.
hand, you're like, oh wow, that
Yeah,
got out
just-
of hand, but you're not expecting it to.
right,
I think this other game's a toss up too, though. The Chargers versus the Ravens.
See, I think the Chargers are actually a really good team. They just had a bad
Yeah.
start, and they dealt with some injuries themselves.
The
Like
Chargers.
they missed Bosa a lot of the year.
They
They
did.
lost Gordon for games, and one of the loss that they had to Baltimore was coming off of that Kansas City win. I think they were on a little too much of a high there.
Mm.
So I think they kind of slept on the Ravens there a little bit. But I think you get a playoff week of preparation to shut down a team that can't throw. They
Yeah.
can't throw.
Hey, look, you want
Yeah.
here? You want me
Yeah.
to show you? You want me to tell you what's gonna happen? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
What?
It's gonna be a Tim Tebow versus the Steelers type game. Do you remember that game?
Mm.
You even remember that game?
I
remember
where,
that game.
Where Tebow
Overtime,
time
right?
was. Yes.
I remember that
Okay.
game. Come on,
Good
son.
job. You went even deeper into the repertoire. All right.
He's a worse
But-
passer than Tim Tebow.
yeah,
Oh, easy.
Lamar Jackson can't pass.
Easy.
yeah.
He's not that bad.
No, he's a worse passer than Tim Tebow.
He's
Yeah.
not that bad.
Okay.
Tim
Tebow
Tebow-
gets some off.
Tebow is daggone
Nah,
like
Tebow got
ground
some off,
balling
man.
throws.
Yes.
Like,
Lamar
look,
Jackson.
There's
is over.
Quan. The ball bounced here and then hit Quan in the
Lamar
leg.
Jacksons
like,
are going out there
Look.
somewhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is
We
like,
don't even know. He's not even throwing the ball.
Yeah, exactly. They
look,
know. They know. Trust me. They've
exactly.
seen him in practice.
I think that's what I think. I think he's gonna mess around and have like a 120 rating, and they won't know what hit him.
Dude, I think he's going to get cracked once by Bosa or Ingram,
Hey.
and it's going to be, well, it was nice being here. Joe Flacco time.
Bring in RG3.
I want the Chargers. I think the Ravens, though.
Yeah.
I just really do think the Ravens in Baltimore. It's going to be tough.
I think the
It'll be
Chargers
tough.
can beat anybody in the AFC.
I can give you that. But I also know that they don't travel well. They don't travel to the East Coast.
Yeah,
that
better
well.
at home.
Yeah, 12,
They're-
Better than home.
12-4, man.
East Coast.
They did something right this season.
All right, Steve, who you got?
I thought we already did this game. Chargers. I picked the Chargers.
Yeah, we definitely did that.
We
game.
did this game first. I don't know how we got
Did we?
back to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You been drinking?
I think we talked about it. I don't think we did
No,
the
we
picks.
didn't pick. We didn't
Oh.
pick.
Yeah.
We kind of
Chargers.
just talked
No, I
about
definitely picked.
it. Yeah, he said Chargers from the beginning.
I like the Chargers. I think that's a good football team.
All right, you already picked Dave. Josh.
Ravens. Ravens.
Ravens. All right. All right, let's just go ahead. Fast forward Super Bowl winners. Who you got in the Super Bowl and who's winning?
That's a lot of movement.
Come on, son.
I'm going to, for now, looking at it, the 1 seeds look like the best teams. I would definitely pick the Saints as of right now. The Saints have the most. The Saints have 2 good running backs. Drew Brees.
Steve.
Drew Brees,
Batteries popping.
He'll pick the Rams next time, but
Drew
come on.
Brees broke his own record with 74.4% completion percentage for the season.
For the season.
That's insanity.
It's big news.
Did he throw like 2 interceptions this whole season or something like
It
that?
was something
Yeah.
crazy like that.
You guys
And
are
it took
you guys are
weeks.
scaring everyone on TV. Both the black guys disappeared at the same time.
That's stupid. Wow.
Yeah.
But I would take the Saints. I mean, you have to worry about the Patriots being on the other side. But if the Patriots get there and they get the Saints will kill them. Patriots aren't good enough.
I do
Patriots
not
are
want
not a
the
good football
Patriots
team.
being there.
Listen to me,
I don't
Dave.
think they will. I think there's better
I
teams.
hope not.
I think both
Dave-
the Chiefs and Chargers are better than them.
Dave, if
There's
the,
been better
if the
teams
Patriots
the
get
last
to
2
Super
years and they still
Bowl,
got there.
if the Patriots get to the Super Bowl, you and I both know they will not get cracked.
I think
just
they will.
won't- it just
But
won't happen.
I think that Saints team would
As,
crack 'em.
well, as long
Crack
as
'em, though.
I say as long as they don't have any injuries, like if as long as like Gronk doesn't go down or like something like that doesn't
Gronk
happen.
ain't Gronk right now.
Gronk's already
He,
down.
he
Yeah.
is.
He's
He
been
isn't,
down all
he
year.
Isn't, but like if you take him
I know
away,
you mean, like,
what do you
taking him
have?
off the
Well,
field.
they won the
Yeah.
Super
Nothing.
Bowl without him 2 years ago.
Well,
Exactly.
yes, but they also had a lot more.
They had a lot more.
And
than,
Tom
They
Brady
did.
also was 2 years younger.
Yeah.
True.
But I think Super Bowl winner, not even Super Bowl picks.
Super Bowl picks it, and you got to pick one to win.
All right.
Steve, you ready?
I-
Or are you still trying to fix your tablet?
No, I'm good.
Saints, Rams.
Yeah, I got to log back in and everything, but I'm all good. I mean,
I think because Drew Brees has only been to one, so okay. I think the Saints get there versus a surprise in the AFC. I don't know who the surprise is though. So, but I think Drew Brees will lose.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That Saints seems pretty good.
I think and I only say that because he has it's been a long time. It's not like Tom Brady where it's kind of like, well, go ahead and stretch your legs. Tom's back. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's so used to this moment. And remember, Drew Brees only won because of that surprise onside. They stole another possession in the second half.
Well, they took
And-
momentum with that.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, like I mean, and
Wouldn't
then
say
it was,
that's the only reason, but that was
wasn't
definitely
the only
a huge
reason,
play.
but it was
Plus,
similar to
I mean-
it's similar to what happened this past year versus the Eagles.
yeah, with the
with the going for it on fourth and getting the touchdown
Yeah.
versus if you don't get the touchdown, now you are going to lose the game.
You're talking about the ultimate not making mistakes quarterback. It's not like all of a sudden Drew Brees is going to get scared by the moment and start throwing the ball all around everywhere.
Not necessarily scared, just sometimes people shrink a bit.
And he's got weapons. Well, he
No,
can't
he-
shrink. He's already small enough.
honey,
You're
I
in
shrunk
rare
the quarterback.
form today, sir. That's
Gotta
pretty
get him
good.
out,
That's
man.
pretty
It's the end of
good.
the
That's
year.
pretty good. That's pretty good. End of the year. He
End of the year comedy special.
Can't hold anything back now, Jim.
And speaking of Monique, she actually has a show out here in Vegas that
man.
we're all going to go to. Steve, you're going to buy
Go
the tickets.
see it. Seats, I'm sure, are available. I haven't looked into it a bit.
look,
Just guessing.
Well, they are promoting the free parking at the SLS on that billboard.
That's not good.
Well, they're promoting their
That's,
free parking.
that's not good.
It's like,
Your sales
just
are a
so-
little
just
struggle.
so you know, you don't have to pay to park.
Your sales are not on the up and up when you can start saying,
we'll
we
even-
got free parking.
We'll even do a 2 for
Exactly.
1. We'll do a 2 for 1.
We'll do it too.
for locals.
We'll-
Or if you live in
Wow.
California.
You like this restaurant? How about some Monique tickets?
Come see
2
Eddie
for 1
Griffin.
buffet and 2 Monique tickets.
You can see a matinee show of Monique as while you're there.
Wow.
Oh my god.
All right, I got man.
It's a tough year, man. The
It
NFL
is.
does not make sense.
I want to see Kansas City go because I want to see Mahomes.
On a national stage like that.
Yeah,
Dude,
50 touchdowns?
Also a Chiefs Saints Super Bowl.
that would be beautiful.
That'd be fun.
Chiefs Saints.
But even Chiefs Rams again would be nice.
I could watch that game again.
That
very
would
happily.
be interesting. That would be
That's-
interesting.
I don't think they would match the Monday night game they had.
No,
No,
yeah,
but it would
predict
definitely
that.
be a really good game. I want to see 2 LA teams in the Super Bowl because I think it would be funny. LA didn't have any
that would
teams
be
at all.
upsetting.
They would
I'd feel
hate it.
bad for
They
San
would hate
Diego. I'd feel so bad for San Diego. I talked to some of my rides about that. Like, dude, you're from San Diego. If the Chargers make it, would you be upset? And it's like,
But that's what the
not
Rams did
fair.
once they left LA. They started going to the Super Bowls and stuff like that.
yeah,
Uh,
that's true. That's true.
Cardinals.
So long
Well, that was a
ago.
long time after they left
So
St. Louis,
long
but
ago.
still.
Yeah.
Steve,
Just gotta
be
get out of
happy
St.
that
Louis.
we made you.
Steve,
stick with your team.
you stole 2 championship runs, brother.
Man,
Just
look,
enjoy it. You see, hey, and we talked about Mike Martz a couple weeks back. He's coaching in the AAF.
did?
Yeah.
What's the AAF?
The whatever that new football league is starting up in February.
That's not the XFL.
Yeah, it's not the XFL. It's it was the one that Josh Johnson is
Yeah.
he was the number 1 pick for the San Diego Fleet,
Say no more.
and and the San Diego.
So they
Fleet,
got a
their
lot of
coach-
talent, is
their-
what you're trying to say.
No, I'm
in
saying
league.
that Mike Martz is
Well,
the coach.
Don't worry. I'm
I was very excited to hear like, oh, he's alive.
I'm
Right.
pretty
And
pretty
still
sure
coaching.
Jameis will be available to be the face of one of those leagues
Oh,
shortly.
Boy.
It's very
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jameis is gonna have a Vince Young type fall from grace.
Oh, poor Vince Young.
Grace. Vince Young has done some of the stupidity that Jameis has.
Yeah.
Vince Young was suicide
I mean,
doors.
he went
though.
missing.
He was suicide doors. That wasn't good times.
Wasn't it like on Monday Night Football when they're like, we don't know where he's at? It's like,
This is Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
This is the only game
They,
today.
was
they
pretty
called
bad.
they
That was
called
pretty
his
bad.
they called his mama, and his mama was like, "Yeah, he was over here acting a fool when I called the police on him."
he talked about something with a
Boy's
gun,
career
and
was over.
it's like, all right. So Vince Young might not be here anymore. He might not be with us.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But I think he's doing better now.
I hope.
I hope so. I hope so.
And if not, it's 2019 coming up tomorrow. So new year, clean slate.
Hey, and he'll always be better than Jamarcus Russell.
I was just thinking about Jamarcus too. That's another.
Yeah, he got
Just-
paid.
Those,
He got paid. Good Lord.
That's all that matters. He got
Where
paid.
are they now?
man, it's-
I remember the
Being
big thing was
paid.
like he could sit in a chair at the 50-yard line, throw it through the uprights. It's like, what does that have to do with the game of football?
Who's gonna be?
hey, no, but the same thing could be said about Kyle Bowler. They were all like amped up about Kyle Bowler because he could throw it 70 yards from his knees, and I'm like, at what point in the game? How often do Hail Marys actually work? That's my real question.
It's not.
And how
the
many do
distance
you
that
have?
kills
How many
you,
times
it's
do you even have to throw a Hail Mary? in
maybe
a-
3 times a year.
Maybe.
Maybe 3. Like, why are you excited about this? Can he throw a post on a line? That's my question.
Yeah,
That's the real throw.
because a Hail Mary is basically saying we're just gonna throw the ball far,
yeah,
and whoever catches it catches.
and pray.
Like, yeah,
We're gonna play
that's-
500. We're like all of a sudden excited about. You remember 500? You remember that game? Thank you, Steve. I don't
All right,
know if
moving
Dave
on from the
knows that.
NFL, let's talk some hockey. Josh, I know you wanted to talk about hockey. Your team won today, right?
No,
They lost. Never mind.
We got cracked.
The
Thanks.
Capitals lost today.
Thanks.
Um,
There would have been 5 straight though.
You guys are doing good though. You're still leading the division, right?
Yeah, we're leading the division.
Third in
and
the
we're
third in the East.
third. No, we're third in the league actually.
Well, yeah, because
Well,
in
third
the
in the
East,
East.
Tampa is
Tampa's killing it.
dissecting everyone in the
No,
league.
but Tampa, I'm not afraid of.
you
You're
don't have to be
not?
afraid of them. I'm just saying they're having a great regular season.
We beat them. We beat them last year.
It's all good. The Vegas Golden Knights. Everybody thought they were done, and they're tied, 3-way tie in the West right now.
Man, this is Steve. This is
Was that
their
super loud,
music.
Dave?
This is their
Yeah.
music. That's
Little bit.
the Golden Knights music.
Steve's
So that's-
been to a game. You didn't come to the game with us.
I've been to a
Steve
game
went.
now.
Not with us.
Well, were the tickets free? Then Josh won't be.
Wow. Wow. Speaking of free, are we going to the college thing this week?
Yes, we needed to say something about that. Yeah, do you guys want to go? We'll sit on the glass.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
College-
exactly.
The college,
Oh,
the
the thing
college
at,
tournament.
at T-Mobile?
Yeah.
Well, I'm working
Yeah.
this week, so
Well, call in.
I'm not working.
on.
What day
you
is
get
it?
glass
Dude, I've
tickets.
just been on like
You
I've
get
just been on
tickets on-
vacation.
You get tickets on the glass, Dave. How many times can you say that?
Never.
To put 'em on the
Once a
glass?
year.
Good try. Good try, Sir Mix-a-Lot. I'm not gonna walk into those shenanigans.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, if I can make it, I'll make it.
Wow.
What day is it?
I don't
It's
know.
like the third and fourth.
The fourth and fifth, I believe.
What day is this? Friday? Saturday?
Now we
It's
we know
Ice
one of
Vegas.
them is the
It's-
fourth.
It's this weekend coming up.
We
I
know
think
one's
it's
the
Friday.
fourth.
I think it's Friday, Saturday.
It's 2 days, yeah.
Okay.
If I'm off one of those days, we'll see.
And I feel like it's probably like a matinee. I don't feel like it was late. Like
Okay.
didn't last year when it like at 5?
I think there was 2 games.
was 2 games,
and
but, like-
we went to the second one.
No, we went to both. We
Okay.
left
You
in the
went to
second.
both.
Oh yeah. We left during the second because
Yeah.
I was frigid. It was cold. So if you do go and we sit on the glass, bring a hoodie.
Oh, yeah, it's cold outside, bro.
Bring a hoodie
I'm- yeah.
and possibly another layer.
Can your boy
Yeah.
call in on Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll get him to.
We'll have him call in on Thursday and talk about Ice Vegas out here at T-Mobile Arena. I can't remember the team, so we'll talk about that Thursday too
Yeah,
and give
no,
you a preview of all that. But it's college hockey out here in Las Vegas, and we're gonna be there.
Dave, I think Michigan's one of the teams.
No, it's a Michigan team. It's like Western Kentucky, Michigan.
Western Kentucky.
It's Yukon, Air Force, Western Michigan, and St. Louis.
Okay.
Excuse me.
St.
Well,
Lawrence?
Western,
St.
but
Lawrence?
I think Western Michigan was
They're good.
was really good
Yeah.
if I remember right.
And
And they traveled
UConn,
really
UConn's actually being coached by Kevin Ollie, right? Their hockey team.
Hey, it's part of the settlement.
Is
Part
it-
of the settlement.
They're still trying to get that one thrown out. I don't think it's gonna work.
No, they're trying hard.
Man.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Oh man.
They shouldn't have signed that contract.
That is pretty. Hey man, he got him a chip.
Yeah.
He got him a chip.
So back to the Vegas Golden Knights. They were not doing good at the beginning of the year. Had a lot of road games and sustained that. And now we're gonna have some home games. Dave, how do you feel?
Well, it's tough getting out of work when with all these home games, but other than that, no. I've said I thought they were. I thought they'd still be a playoff team. I think they've made some smart moves. I think they started getting healthier.
And I think they got another trade in them before
they
the
stopped,
trade deadline.
They stopped getting such a brutal. Their schedule was pretty brutal
Yeah.
too, and a lot of it was just people had to start recognizing that last year was kind of magical, and they had to come back down to earth. I mean, they're not a bad team. They're not a great team.
Have they really come back down to earth? I mean,
there was a stretch there where they
there
really
was
came
a
back down to
stretch,
earth.
but right now they're tied for first in the West.
The West, the West, it's
The West,
similar.
not
it's
that
similar to-
good.
I'm just saying it's
Well,
it's not
that's
that it's
fourth
not that
in the
good.
league.
It's just deep. It's similar to the West in basketball, where like a loss or two completely changes your playoff positioning.
Well, that's. I mean, honestly, hockey more than any other professional sport is that league. Like where basically you can go on a 5-game run and we could be in the cellar, Steve, and everybody's like, "Dang, it's another lost year." You go on a 5-game win streak and it's like, "Man, we in the playoffs." Like
Right,
it's
yeah.
just that kind of league. Like it's not basketball. You can go on a 5-game run and everybody's like, "So, you still
Yeah.
suck." Like the Wizards run off
Right.
5 games right now. I'm like, we still like 4 games behind 500.
We'll be talking
Well-
about them in a minute.
Oh,
But the Wizards, I mean, the
let's
Wizards
not.
are trash.
Let's not even
But-
bring
All
up
right,
the
don't
Wizards.
get the chain.
But I mean, let's look at it this way.
The last
So
chain
they're
of the year.
they're
Last
tied.
chain of the
They're
year.
tied with 50 points. Now, granted, they've
They played the most games
yeah,
in the NHL.
They've played
42.
3 and 4 games more than Winnipeg and Calgary. So
Yeah,
let's not
and
count.
like 8 more than the Caps.
Yeah, let's not go crazy here.
Not that many more.
But if you look at it,
it is.
it's
It's like 6.
all 3 of those teams have 50
6 and 8 are
points.
2 totally different numbers.
Not like
All right,
it's that far.
But check
off.
this out. All 3 of those teams have 50 points. San Jose and Nashville, 49 and 48.
Yep.
Colorado, 45. Anaheim, 44. Dallas, 43. Vancouver, 42.
Mhm. How many do the Caps have?
51.
Capitals have
30.
51 points in 38 games.
38.
So 4 less games.
It's fine.
Yeah,
And
the,
that's
the
through
Knights
game
have
playing
played
Well,
more.
when they go on a 4-game losing streak, we'll be caught up.
So, no, but the way they're playing, I'm not saying they're going to be at the top of the conference, but they are doing better.
But they're doing this with more games, but also with mostly road games. So we have a lot more home games coming in the second half of the season.
What's your home record?
Home record is
which we just lost
12-3-3.
Yeah, we lost 2 home games that were really
you guys are still pretty good at home.
really tough losses against the Kings, and I can't remember the team before that who we played, but we were up with like a minute left in both of those games, and the losing, I think, in overtime.
Right. 12-3-3, 11-12-1 on the road, and 6-1-3 in their last 10. Goal
Not too
differential
bad.
at 13. So,
And I think when they started off, you just have basically bandwagon fans who are like, oh, they're terrible now. They suck. It's going to be terrible, which there's a lot of teams in every sport that start off the first 3 or 4 games not so well. And I think we were pretty bad for the first 6 or 7.
but the Knights needed to lose some of those fans.
Yeah, of course.
They'll get them back
It was,
in the playoffs.
And
Yeah,
it's funny that we're tied in first place in the West right now. And literally just 2 days ago, I was at work and I heard a girl saying like, "Yeah, the Knights aren't that good this season. You know, I don't."
We're in
they're
first
just gonna be
place.
Yeah, and I just stared at her like just stop talking.
It's like you can't be higher in the standings than first.
Yeah, so
Can't be better than number 1.
It's like, do you know the playoffs aren't yet?
right,
It's,
right.
People aren't that bright.
Enjoy.
They're not.
Oh, we'll talk about that in Unfriended.
But that's with every sport, anyways. You have
Yeah,
playoff fans, and
Yeah.
then you have fans that watch everything.
I heard probably the worst.
And then there's Josh.
The worst sports quote I've heard.
Coat?
Quote I've heard.
That's a bad sports coat.
Coat?
Quote.
I don't like that sports
Dog, I
coat.
thought you said Colt. I swear to God. And I was
No.
like, the Colts? What are we?
Like
how
Ben
This
we-
guy said.
Was
That's
it a Ben
sport-
Coates story?
That sports coat does not match those slacks.
This guy who claimed to be a diehard Golden State fan was ranting about Kevin Durant, and in his rant, because he hates Kevin Durant, he said
He did a rant about Kevin Durant in the sports coat.
Shut up.
Please
He
tell me he
said-
said something about his hair at least.
No, he said that ever since the Warriors have gotten Kevin Durant, they've been trash.
Only won 2 rings.
I don't
for-
even
2
talk
out
to
of
people
2.
like that. You don't
I
even
couldn't even-
entertain
yeah.
them.
Like, you're
I couldn't
deranged.
even laugh.
You're
we
deranged.
were having a good conversation.
we were having a good conversation. Then the
And
conversation went
then
left.
he threw that in there, and I was like, "All right,
He
man."
teed
so,
up insanity is what happened.
So, what you doing for New Year's Eve, buddy? Like, that's I just had to change the topic.
Clearly
It's like,
not
really?
watching basketball, that's for sure.
You're not even reading about basketball.
Yeah,
That-
man, that Kevin Durant, he's been awful.
He's
They
terrible.
don't- they
He
only
really
won.
drugged them down to the cellar.
They were a championship team, and then they continued to
Kevin
win
Durant.
championships.
He was only MVP. Like,
Yeah, I mean, let's see. They had a year where they lost 1 game in the playoffs, and they had a year where they swept the finals. I mean, woof.
It's horrible.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Rough times.
Real
rough.
bad.
It's really, really rough on these streets.
And I was kind of like going with him, like, okay, he hates Kevin Durant. This might be my kind of guy. Like, let's hear what you got to say. And then he says that.
Why do you hate Kevin Durant?
It's his crybaby attitude. He's a spoiled brat, and I hate spoiled brats.
you
And
don't like John Wall, and
he carries he
Nobody
carries,
likes John Wall.
He carries the spoiled brat attitude about
I did for a long
everything,
time.
and it's like if you aren't telling him how great he is and how awesome he is, he didn't want to hear it. And it's like I understand, like, you know, nobody wants to hear people talk bad about him, and they get a lot of flack about things that aren't really their problem and whatever. But to see just the way he responds to stuff and the way he acts about certain things versus, I guess, his public image on what it used to be when he was with the Sonics and when they first came to OKC, is I don't know. It's really just downhill, and it's annoying for me. That's really why I don't
I
like
think
him.
he just showed his true self.
Probably,
he
yeah,
was laying low for a while, and
Yeah.
he got enough success. He's like,
I don't
I'm
care
not going to
anymore.
fake it anymore.
I don't
Yeah.
care anymore.
I mean, there's something to be
And-
said for that.
Is that
I'm-
his true self, or did he become successful and change? Because people
Either
do
or.
that.
I've
Yeah,
actually
either
heard
or.
that.
Possible too.
That's the one. That's the
Yeah.
side of it that I've heard.
That's
Yeah.
very possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like what I've heard is but then at the same time too, a lot of it too. I think he changed a lot when people's reaction towards him changed a lot. Because when he went to Golden State and everybody, was on his case and really, really like just saying a lot of mean, nasty things about him over a decision that he made,
Yeah.
it was like, well, screw you guys then. And so I feel like he changed when people's perception of him changed. as
Somewhat though, but I think as someone who's been a Thunder fan and sees a lot of Thunder stuff and reads a lot of Thunder stuff, there's always been the undercurrent there. Durant was always, and Russ still is. They were always, for being at a place where they're very insulated and sheltered in OKC, like any bad thing said about either one of them, and you know how much I love Russ, But any bad thing said about either one of them, they like take to heart and remember forever. And
They were like
just
really
like
sensitive.
yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of there he was already showing the sensitivity. So of course when he gets the villain label because he jumps over to Golden State, then I think it was just all bets were off. And I think now he just enjoys it. I think for the most part now, he's not even serious about most of it. I think he's just trolling people.
Yeah, he's
at
just
this point.
probably.
he's a heel.
I think he might be. I think he is upset that that he's in the era where LeBron James is still loved over
him.
everyone else. And Kevin Durant knows if LeBron James wasn't around, he would be the man in this league.
For sure.
And I think that bothers him that he's not. Because what do I have to do to be the man? I just beat the man.
Twice.
And you guys are still talking about him
Correct.
all the time over me.
Well, not only that, but he's
Hey.
not even the man on his own team.
Hey.
It
And real
will
quick,
never
we-
be KD's team.
We got a caller live on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Don't be Desiree.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's Big Les. What's up, Mark?
My man Les Pickett. What's up, man?
Not much, man. Happy early New Year to y'all. Everybody
Happy
on
New
the
Year, bro.
Unnamed Sports Show. Yeah, I was kind of calling in, kind of wanted to chime in on. I think Steve was saying, talking about Kevin Durant.
Yep.
And his attitude or his perceived attitude. I think he kind of hit it on the nail. I guess you can get annoyed if you hear the same thing over and over. And I think, like you said, Mark, I think he saying to himself, I just beat the guy that's the best player on the planet,
Yeah.
his team twice in a row in the finals, and I got 2 MVPs in the process. And I'm still not,
The second one.
I guess, getting his due as being the best player in the NBA,
Yeah.
let alone the planet. And it's probably rubbing him the wrong way. Like I said it many times. I said, this is the real KD. I think that act he had in OKC and
Yeah.
early in Seattle, I think he was just trying to get in where he fit in. And when he left OKC, he finally did something that he wanted to do. If you kind of just look at his career and the way it played out, it seemed like when he made that decision to go to Golden State, he did something he wanted to do and didn't do the popular thing that everybody else wanted him to do.
And
And so
that's
now
why I don't
this is
think
the-
it's an act. I don't think he's acting on this because what he said about LeBron was a serious issue when he said, nobody wants to go there
Right.
because it's toxic. And LeBron actually,
Right.
we saw that interview where LeBron actually had called him up to talk about that. And LeBron said, I was pissed when I first heard it, but then I just got to let it go
Right.
because, if I called him up, he said it was misconstrued from the media.
It was the truth.
But what do you guys think? Was it misconstrued? Was he?
No, he said.
No, he
he
said
said. He
LeBron
said.
or at-
He said it was toxic.
He said what he meant to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said exactly what he meant to say.
Yeah. I don't think it's toxic though. I don't know where it's toxic.
Around LeBron,
It certainly
Yeah.
can't.
I kinda-
it's toxic. Well, see, he was saying he wasn't necessarily saying LeBron was toxic. He was saying that basically when you go and play with LeBron, and it's exactly what I've said in the past before. Everyone else around LeBron, like LeBron, is in a situation where when the team wins, it was because of LeBron. When the team loses, it's because everybody
yeah,
else
right,
didn't do
right,
enough to help LeBron. And as Kevin Durant, if I'm
Isn't
gonna
that
go,
every superstar though?
no,
Not
not
to
to
that
that
extent.
extent. No. Because I mean, like I don't. Well, I mean, it's been a long time since Jordan, but I'm thinking like Kobe. Once he got Pau Gasol, it was like, well, the Lakers lost. It wasn't just because Pau didn't do his job or what have you. When they got Steve Nash and those guys in there, it was a little bit different. Then it was like, all right, the rest of y'all got to do something because Kobe's out here getting.
But you could say the same thing when they won. Nobody said it was because Gasol was putting in that work. You know what I'm saying?
No, he got his
definitely,
love. He
But
got his
see,
love.
I think your better example for somebody on getting the credit and getting the blame would be Russ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
he's
Yeah.
the ultimate. If they win, Russ is getting credit.
Yeah.
If they lose, Russ is getting blame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LeBron's not getting
Yeah,
blame.
he's the lightning.
Yeah.
He's a lightning rod.
Because nobody talks about LeBron
Oh.
not playing no defense.
Oh,
They keep
I
they
do.
keep that. Well, we do, and most
We
people
talk
that
about
can
it.
actually
We talk
watch
about
can
it, but,
see it. But yeah, they don't bring that up.
Yeah, we
He-
talk
yeah.
about it, but nobody pays attention to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
people
just
just
want
bring
to say
up
one
the
more
chase
thing.
down.
I just want to say one more thing. I think Steve brought it up. Tell your go tonight fan that, hey, you're in first place. I don't know why they would consider being sucky or consider you to suck, but you're in first place. So
Yeah.
Tell her you guys are not having a down year right now.
And
yeah, unless those Kings are having a down year,
and
right?
I'm glad we got that
And that's
payback
coming
win
from
against your Kings too, Les.
That's coming from a Kings fan. Now we're having a down year. Tell her to look at our record and look at Golden Knight's record, and tell her to tell me who's having a down year.
We got another whipping for you guys tomorrow too.
Where's Les from? Les, are you
Compton?
Do you still live in LA, Les, or do you live here in Vegas?
He's in LA.
No, I still live in the LA area.
Oh, okay. All right. Because if you moved to Vegas and you still were a Kings fan, I was gonna respect you a lot, sir. I was gonna have a lot of respect for you, dog.
Unless you're born and raised.
A lot of respect, dog. That was all that was about. I was
Right.
just I hope that you walked into that line for me, but I'm gonna still get it out.
He would respect you more if you gave up the Lakers when Michael Jordan was popping, because that was the guy.
That's
Wait. Were you
Can't do that.
a Jordan fan?
I never was a big Jordan fan. Never really cared for the dude.
Dang.
From a personal
West Coast
standpoint,
is just
basketball wise, he could play, but he wasn't a Laker.
Yeah,
so
come
I
on,
couldn't
man.
cheer for him.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
You know,
Lakers for
fair
life.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
You know, I respect his game, but if you're not a Laker, I can't ride with you.
Steve was from St. Louis, so
We ain't have a team,
The
so-
Bulls, the Bulls were his
like,
team. So
You have Bob Pettit, Steve.
I wanted to
Stop
see.
it.
Hey,
I just wanted to see good basketball.
Las Vegas,
Like, just- I didn't care.
You have Moses Malone.
Lakers got territorial rights in Las Vegas, so that's why we got a big following out there in the Las Vegas metropolitan area.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've
sir.
had to hear it all in my life.
All right, Les. Happy New Year,
So
bro.
don't- all right, y'all too, man. Happy New Year to y'all. Y'all be safe out there in Las Vegas, man. Enjoy the night. Thanks for letting me call in, Mark. I just woke up, actually. I've been working the graveyard all week, so I
Man.
just woke up and caught y'all show, man. So
Okay,
let me
cool,
get on
man.
here and chime in on this KD thing and these Golden Knights thing, and we're gonna get that payback against y'all tomorrow. Quan, don't even trip.
Doubt that. Yeah, man. And I hope the Giants
right.
wake up next year too for you, bro.
And
Man,
Steve.
don't mention them, man. I told you I moved on to basketball season back in
Back in November.
man. So, yeah. I was done with NFL, man. So, but yeah, you're right. Hopefully we can get off to a better start next year and see what happened with this draft and get some talent in there and get a backup quarterback or get a
backup.
quarterback
Yeah.
to take over for
You don't need a
Eli, 'cause
backup.
At some point you got to let him go, man. You know, hey, they cut his brother in Indianapolis, so if they can get cut, anybody can get cut.
True that.
The time has come for Elijah Manning. The time has come.
Real quick before we let you go, is Eli a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
He'll get in, but he won't be a first ballot. I don't think he'll be a first ballot.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
Heard it here
Yeah,
first. Let's pick it.
And that's just me as a Giants fan. I could say the easy thing, say, "Oh yeah, first ballot," but I just don't think he'll be a first ballot based on
Him sucking?
wins and losses.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool. All right, Les, man. We appreciate the call, bro.
All right, Quan. Thanks, man. Thanks for letting me call in. All right,
All
y'all
right.
have a good day, man, and I'll holler back on the next show.
Cool.
All right.
Yo, if you guys want to call in, hit us up 702-608-3259. He called me both of my names.
Yes,
Yeah, he did.
I wanted to call out that they put Mark on the airwaves there.
And I wanted to ask him, and I forgot to ask him that too. How are you a LA everything fan and a Giants fan?
Probably because
Josh, how does that
no
work?
football teams in LA.
No,
I mean,
he's older, so he was born in a time
Yeah.
where I mean not older,
but they
but
left.
he's at least he's of
How
age
old?
to. I don't know.
Okay.
They left.
I don't know how old he is. I know he's at least our age. So
Yeah, he is.
he's of age to have had a team.
Yeah, but
In LA.
the teams left him.
But he was. They were there.
in the 90s is when the Rams left.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But the LA fans are still Raider fans.
Yeah.
Some people don't like the Raiders.
The Rams fans have reappeared.
Well, Les is from Compton, so
That's a Raider.
that's definitely a Raiders. That's definitely Raiders Nation.
They
There.
wear the black hat for sure.
Definitely Raider Nation.
For sure, that's a Raider fan.
Raider Nation starts there.
Yeah, you never had Rams gears. Nobody was sporting Flipper Anderson in Compton.
and
Flipper.
And what's the name had the goggles on? He had the rec specs. So
Who?
Wow.
Dickerson?
yeah, Eric Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson.
It wasn't a lot of sexiness going on
Yeah.
that Ram sideline. That's for sure.
Rex Specs and a Jerry Curl.
And a curl that just didn't quite curl over right.
And Chrissy Everett.
Turn over.
Poor guys.
Who's with Chris Everett?
Jim Everett.
Oh,
The most
Jim Everett.
the most set up staged fight ever on TV.
I don't know.
I promise you.
I know you always
there's
say
been
that.
some more stage
that-
fights.
Yeah, but that was bad. Geraldo?
I was thinking some actual boxing matches that I've seen.
Mayweather versus Tucky. What's his name?
Tucky?
Kentucky.
I don't care to know what the
Kamasui?
name was, but I'm sure it wasn't Tucky.
Guarantee you it wasn't.
Chop Suey. What's the name of your restaurant, Steve?
Wow. You just called that man Chop Suey.
Steve, he was.
That's a lot better than what you called him.
No, it's not.
Yes.
I've
I'd
never-
rather be called Hong Kong Fooey than what you called him.
Bro.
Hong Kong Fooey. That was.
Hong Kong Fooey.
Bro.
That's the human eye. Nice job, Dave. Good job, Dave. That's impressive.
Wow. Nah. Nah, I'm standing by my statement.
Tucky.
Okay. He said Lawrence Taylor was his favorite player as a kid, so he stuck with them.
Nah, that
Oh.
makes sense.
Fair.
But then when Lawrence.
He liked the player.
Oh, but listen.
and stuck
But
with the team.
no, he stuck
He
with
stuck
the
with
the
team.
team.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Stuck
That's
with the team.
that's
You're
the
missing
big
it,
difference
Josh.
right there,
Lawrence-
Josh.
You're not a
the
Bulls
di-
fan.
So you
the
should still be.
difference-
You should have a
see-
marketing jersey on right now.
No,
Yeah.
see the difference there that you guys
Where's your
they
Jabari Parker
always
jersey?
fail to realize in this situation. My brother was in the league, so when he dropped out, I just cheered for Jerome. Didn't have a team.
Whoa.
Well,
I cheered for the Pistons.
That, of course, makes sense
Well,
to cheer for your brother.
well,
and
all
his
right,
team.
then back up
Yeah.
off me.
Your
Thanks.
brother didn't play with the '90s
But
Bulls.
I did.
Yeah,
I
but
did cheer. I definitely did cheer. Well, I look when Jerome played the Bulls, I was a ball boy for the Bulls those games. I swear to you, I'm not even joking. I ball and that was like a weird side of the arena. Like it was like you never even met the other ball boys from the other side. Like we didn't know them.
Oh.
It was awkward. It was
like
like
ball
gang,
boy battles.
It was like gang warfare in the arena. And
Wow.
but whenever the Bulls came, they knew I was gonna be on that side.
Were you a good ball boy? Because we saw the one at the UNLV game that would not clean up that spill
I was actually
to save his life.
I'm telling you, being a ball boy is really stressful because especially for me, I was a kid, and so I was
I
getting
hope.
caught. Well, I was getting,
I hope you
no,
weren't 25.
No, some of them were ball men for real.
Oh gosh, that's
and
embarrassing.
so, but for me, I was a kid, so I would get caught up in the game, and you're like, oh shoot, somebody fell, and in that moment of hesitation, your moment is gone to go clean. And so, if something happens,
One shining moment.
it's actually really stressful because you really can't. You can watch the game, but you really can't. You have to constantly be worrying about your job.
About
Get your,
the sweat.
doing your curling skills.
Yeah, but I wasn't. But see, I wasn't getting paid. I was just getting paid with experience.
Yeah.
So I was down there trying not to mess up and have Mike.
I mean, it helped out. You worked
curse
for the
me
Hall
out.
of Fame, so
Well, Mike Abdenauer, he was a scary dude.
okay.
The trainer for the Pistons.
Yeah.
For 40 years.
He's still there,
I
right?
feel like he's still there.
Pretty sure he's
Yeah.
still there.
You spill that hydrocolator, it's gonna be a long.
I always
long
liked him because
conversation.
he always wore the warm ups.
Yeah.
Like he was never dressed. He just wore the warm ups.
Oh, Mr. Mike, I haven't seen Mr. Mike in forever.
Call him up. Call him on the show.
Maybe. I'd probably call Arnie Kander though. Arnie was the better guy.
Wow, the better.
Well, no, just in terms of for me, me and Arnie he was a great guy. He was a
Oh
great guy.
man,
More known, too.
Well, now,
Yeah.
now, but see, he started with the Pistons, and he was from figure skating. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was his background, and so he was teaching he taught Jerome a lot of different kinds of stretches and more, different things because he had a different background. He wasn't a basketball guy.
Hmm.
Mhm.
All right.
Figure skating and basketball. All right.
Yeah.
Now more current NBA action. Lakers won last night. Oklahoma City lost last night.
Yes. And they play against
Washington, I don't even know if they played, but they lost this whole weekend.
Are you considering the
let's
loss
talk
of
about
John
that.
Wall a loss? I'm not sure that that's a loss.
Okay, so you're saying
Might be a game.
stop trying for Zion, right?
Yeah, stop trying.
I really think the Wizards now make the playoffs
No.
without John Wall being there because they did it last year where everybody stepped up.
For 7 games, and then
I think it was more than 7.
Well, it might have been 8, and then it went
Might have
bad
been 9.
again for a week, 2 weeks, and then John came back, and then we were able to get it back.
All right, let's see where they're at because I think they're only 2 games out right now.
Yeah, the bottom of the East is
I feel like
Garbage.
we're 4
they're
and a half.
3.5 out.
Yeah, I feel. Oh, okay. It was after yesterday.
3.5
we
out.
were 4.5.
Brad Beal's going to get him some numbers, that's for sure.
And you know what happened? You won a game.
against a solid team too, and I'm like,
Who'd you guys play?
the Hornets.
Yeah,
they're
never solid. They're
Are the Hornets in the playoffs right
yeah,
now?
they are number
Then the
6.
Hornets are solid.
they're 3.5
with
out of the
with a losing record.
They're 14-23 and 3.5 out of the playoffs.
Yeah. No, we're hot trash. Hot trash.
Hey, there are worse teams.
There are worse teams.
Like the Hawks.
Not many more.
Bulls.
But the Hawks and Bulls are losing in silence.
The Hawks,
That's-
Bulls,
that's a
Knicks,
fun way to
the
lose.
Cavs.
That's a fun way to lose when you're
Suns.
losing and
Hey.
nobody say anything. Everyone talks about the Wizards like the Wizards are the worst thing in the world, and we're like, yeah, we're actually not that bad, but we don't lose in silence.
Well, when you were picked to be top 4 in the East, and you're
you're bottom 4, it's bad
Yeah.
time.
But when you actually have players who, are supposed to be good.
well, here's the thing: they trade for Ariza. They trade for Ariza to pretty much help get them in the playoffs, and that's not happening. So Wall's out for the year. You're happy about that, right?
Am I happy about
Well, to be able to
it?
get healed up. I mean, you don't want him playing injured.
I'm happy that if he has an injury that needs to have surgery on, go ahead and do that. Then versus limp, because it's saying that he's like the surgery is going to be 6 to 8 month recovery. So go ahead and do that. I'd rather you do that than struggle through the end of the season and then
Do it in the summer.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, don't do it in April. Wait till freaking July, and then it's like, oh yeah, training camp's
Just like,
up
oh,
for
yeah,
discussion. Like that's dumb. So
Do you think that him getting this fixed up is going to hinder his performance at the local buffets?
just couldn't ask a real question.
That is a real question. That's a good question.
I mean-
what do you think?
His buffet game
well, no,
seems to be
no,
more important
no,
to him than his
no,
basketball.
Do you
I'll
think
say
he's going to
this.
end up in more buffets
No.
while he's having surgery?
I'm continuing to try to
They're just
actually
gonna,
answer
they're
the real
gonna
question.
will him in
No, his what I will say though,
because then you can't work it off.
if he's having real issues with weight management and running and doing those kinds of things, being on the shelf for 6 months ain't good. So
Hey,
Because
man,
all you can do is watch TV and eat.
yeah.
Well,
what's wrong with him? His heel? Is it
Yeah.
heel surgery?
He has like bone
I got
Spurs,
bad heels,
right?
not
You better
good.
get on that elliptical, man.
I
Better get on top.
I
Bike,
know.
bike.
I know that well.
would
I got
say
bad
bike
heels.
probably, right? Bike.
Nah,
Elliptical,
the elliptical will work.
elliptical will work. I mean, bike probably, depending on how bad his foot can
Well,
take the pressure. But
Just
yeah,
know
man.
this, man. That's gonna be a much happier locker room. That's for sure.
I literally when I was at the when I was at the club, I went to see Lil Wayne on Saturday, and I swore I saw John Wall in there, and I was like,
That would be funny.
I freaking know it. It's not him, but I was like, I wouldn't be shocked.
But it could be.
I was like, I wouldn't be shocked.
It could be.
Uh,
He enjoyed his time in Vegas. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We got pictures to prove it.
sad pictures. Those are daggone freaking. Those are evidence shots. Horrible.
Oh man.
Did anybody catch this Tiger Woods?
Oh no, I don't care.
No.
You really don't like Tiger?
I don't dislike Tiger. I just don't care.
Who
Tiger
do you
Woods,
actually
baby.
care
Tiger, I
about?
didn't care about
like,
the
what are,
exhibition.
what are Dave's cares in the world? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Not many.
All right, fair. All right, good. Well, I do care, so
Not
I
enough
will
to
make
care
sure
about
I try
Tiger.
to care.
Russ Westbrook.
Yeah, that's it.
Paul George, family, Steven
my,
Adams.
Oh my God! No. You want to know what Dave is? Dave is Chris Farley from the Superfans. It's like Ditka,
No,
Ditka,
no. Hey,
Polish
listen.
sausage.
In Thunder News, Russ came out and said he's been playing terrible.
No,
and
he did.
apologized
He
to his
did
team.
yesterday. He said, "Well,
Said
I mean,
he sucked the whole month.
he
which
went.
is
He went 3 for
which is
22.
factual.
He went
Was that
three-
after the game or before
It
the
was
game?
after. It was
After.
Okay, good.
He
Because that
went-
was a horrible shot that he took to
It
win
was
the game.
terrible.
Wow.
Double clutched.
And Paul George should have the last shot. He's definitely the clutch guy on that team
You
to
know
shoot
what's
the last shot.
You know what's crazy?
Have you not been watching him this
Yeah,
year?
you haven't watched the Thunder if you don't
Well,
think
no,
that's
I mean
true.
in general though,
Bro, he is he's top 5 player in the league this year, easily.
You know what's crazy though? He's a
Wait,
top,
no, he's giving me that look. I promise, watch when the MVP votes come out, he's definitely top 5 in the league. Write that down.
Well,
Hey.
here's
Well,
the
give me
crazy
your-
part.
give me your-
I'm like-
He's a top 5 player this
I'm about to
year,
read some stats.
and he might not even be an all-star starter, and it
crazy.
might not
Already
be like
getting
a
there.
crime.
I mean, OKC started off pretty bad this season, and
Yes,
right
they did.
now they are in third place.
Correct.
I think
And
a
they've
game
been
and a
as
half
high as
They
behind
were
us
number
first.
one. They were number one for a minute.
Yeah, a game and a half behind the Nuggets, and Nuggets first, Warriors second, and then the
Josh just stole your
Thunder.
tablet from you, and you
I
let
did.
him.
I did.
Yeah,
And you let him.
because he's. I
What-
guess
what are
he's
you looking up,
something.
Josh?
I don't know.
Are you Googling
He's 26, 8-4.
26-8-4 with high level defense. Don't forget that part.
in a league with
He always goes back to that high level defense in a
Because
league that does
how many
not
people
play
play
defense. Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
he plays
that's-
it.
handful?
He plays it.
Okay, he's getting 2 steals a game. 2 steals a game. That's legit.
That's good. Yeah.
What's his PER?
Huh.
Give me the
I'm not a
Give me
huge
the-
fan of PER.
give me the above
Dude,
board.
and not only
stats.
that, but on games where they need him to step up and get them back into a game and take over a game, he has done that all season.
What was it, that Brooklyn game they had? That
Dude, there's a
Okay.
number of games. There's been multiple games like that
Paul
this
George is
year.
having the best season in his career.
Yes, he is.
24.1 PER. I'll leave you alone. I'll concede.
Yeah, Paul George
you
is
go.
playing fantastic.
But do you see how I conceded? See how that works?
Good job, Josh.
Yeah, but you
You
should
don't-
concede
you don't
more
ever
because you're
concede.
often wrong.
Whoa, ease up, ease up,
Hey.
sir.
Listen, I watch these games. I can tell you, Paul George is having a great year.
Trust me.
Russ
I'll
is
ha-
having Russ is
the-
having a terrible year.
the worst
also
part
having
is-
a more undercover type great year. Steven Adams.
No, he does his job.
Real quick, Dave. Like, I know Russ is struggling. He's not playing like he's been playing. He's still close to averaging a triple double
He
again.
is, but his efficiency numbers are terrible this
Yeah.
year. His shooting is bad, and he's having a lot of bad games. I was happy that he came out and acknowledged it because he has been playing very poorly this year, very poorly.
Do you think he's deferring to Paul George?
He's had to in some of these games. And some of it's just the adjustment of playing off the ball because they have a lot of times where Schroeder's bringing the ball up.
Do you think he misses Carmelo?
Not at all.
No.
I don't think anybody misses Carmelo. There or Houston or New York or people that played with him back in Denver.
Possibly L.A.
But I think
Don't say that.
what we're seeing from Russ is honestly.
Shut up, Josh.
I think Russ is it's very subtle to see, but Russ is growing. And we don't often see a lot of players have growth. It's just like one season they were doing this, and 3 seasons later, we're like, oh, wow, he added a few moves. Where I think Russ is adding the ability to kind of slow down a little bit, say, you know what, I have help now, and pass the ball.
Well,
And
he had
plays-
help with Kevin Durant there.
He plays,
but-
but he plays a lot more off the ball this year than he has before.
Right.
Because he has a competent backup point.
Schroeder
point
is playing
guard.
well,
I mean, he was a
and
starter.
Schroeder plays late game for them.
Yeah.
So I mean, and a lot of it too is if they had better shooting. I mean, his assist numbers are already high in the league. It's one of the best in the league, if not the best. It fluctuates, but if they had guys other than Paul George that could consistently knock down threes,
yeah.
It'd be out of
good
hand.
lord.
And I
Be out of
think
hand.
before where Russ struggled in the last 5 minutes of games, but so did Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant, to me, still is not good in the final 5 minutes of games
Really?
where, hear me out, because I'll explain that later.
No, because I mean the stats back
but-
you up on Russ, but not Kevin Durant.
But I think now Russ is starting to realize that, hey, you know what? I have help where I can pass the ball and not make these mistakes. And I think he's starting to see the mistakes he's made where he is going in and saying, you know what? I've been playing bad. And I think for him to have that realization is a huge sign of growth where it's almost, if I'm other teams, I'm a little scared that he figured that out and is realizing that because now they're going to get better because of it. Like it's not something that you can really put on paper that, oh, he said that, so it's going to happen. It's not like somebody saying, you know what, I'm mad, I'm going to hit 10 threes a game or something crazy, but he's actually going to grow at this point and he's going to get better. And I don't think a lot of teams are ready for Russ to actually get better.
Well, I mean, he is a hard worker. It's just the question
Right.
is if he's ready to develop a consistent ability to knock down open shots because he's getting
And-
getting
right.
those because you could even see it in yesterday's game. I was watching it, and teams are goading Russ this year because they know he's off.
Right.
Like there was long stretches as you were going down late in that game that they had Luka Doncic on him. I mean, I know they use a lot of zone principles and things like that, but they were covering him with Luka. And you know Luka can't. I love Luka. He can't stay in front of Russ.
No.
But they were goading Russ into taking shots, basically.
Yeah.
Which in the past nobody would have ever been willing to do that, and he's still able to hit. I mean, his post game has gotten better. He's still a solid mid range shooter, but his mid range is down this year from where it was. Tough part is he's just not
that
he's-
baby joint that Russ does when he's like, he's a baby, and he like comes down the court like this.
Yeah, but give it up to him. He points to him when he does it too. So I mean, give the man full credit
He is
for
a troll.
being ready to
He
being
is
ready to
a
call
troll.
Well, it's because Russ cares, man. You can hate Russ all you want,
He wants to win.
but Russ cares.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying this to disrespect him because
No.
I always do, but
No,
are you sure John Wall cares every
no,
game?
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
and that's completely fair. And that's not even necessarily from a fan standpoint of me being that's my team, like this guy doesn't care. But like you can watch that just from a regular fan, and just like why doesn't he do that all the time? Why does he wait? Like Russell Westbrook is on kill mode for 48 minutes.
Yeah. And
Every
that's-
time he's on that floor, he's trying to murder someone. And
and practice too.
yeah, yes.
I've seen.
And that's the thing. You see like old school players and
Yeah.
current players, they all love Russ. They
They
all love
do.
Russ because Russ cares.
They do.
So the stats will say
I
whatever
agree.
you want. Analysts don't love Russ, but
Yeah.
players love
Yeah.
Russ. Basketball players love Russell Westbrook.
Now, whether they love being his teammate is a different story, but that can be
Paul
said.
George likes
but
it, which is all
no,
I need.
No,
Hey.
but that can also be said for a lot of people. Like that can be said about Jordan. That can be said about Kobe. That can be said about a lot of guys that are of that ilk. Like
yeah, he
where
never he never hit a teammate.
well that we know of. That story just leaked out. 15 years
I
after
don't
the
see.
fact.
I don't see Russ hitting anybody unless they have a cell phone in their hand. He doesn't
Well,
look like a fighter.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's just say that was also in Utah, so there's probably a good chance something racist got said right around the same
I'm
time.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's not
sure
forget
of
that fan base's track record.
Yeah.
Now that Quan is back,
He loves Karl Malone.
now that he's our black guy.
You know why? Because
I'm
Karl
going
Malone is
fishing.
whiter than they could ever be.
Whoa.
Touche. Now that Quan is back, I just had a little bit of news. Antonio Brown didn't play yesterday because of a heated practice dispute with a teammate. That just came out today.
Uh-huh.
So that was the reason why he didn't play. They were trying to say it was an injury, but
He's always getting hot in these situations. Hey,
Yeah.
what a great time to do it right when the playoffs are on the line.
Wow.
When you're possibly the best receiver in the league.
Hey.
he is.
With the worst
No.
touchdown celebration ever.
He's not the best receiver in the league.
Who do you think's better than him?
DeAndre Hopkins.
I don't know.
It's a close one. I
I don't know.
Antonio's
Like
pretty dope.
Antonio Brown is like he's a tech. Like he
Julio
is-
should be.
Julio should be, but
I feel like
he doesn't
Julio-
get touchdowns for
I-
some reason.
Well, no, because basically people load up on him so much in the
Right.
red zone that he doesn't. Well, of course, he got his first touchdown of the year against the Redskins.
But
Of course, that
Hopkins-
happened.
Hopkins.
I
is
was
a-
like all game. They're like, oh, Antonio hasn't scored a touchdown, but he's open to the
who
field for
else
everyone
is
else.
a weapon on Houston? Hopkins is a one-man show.
No, they have Damaris Thomas now.
Not anymore. He's hurt.
Is he?
Yeah, got hurt.
Let's see that.
Yeah, they only had him
My
part of
bad.
the year, and he got hurt.
New news. New news for Josh.
Toward Achilles.
Breaking news.
Hurt for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah, he ain't
not
coming
good,
back.
He ain't coming back.
he ain't coming back.
Oh, fair. All right, Dave.
He dead, bro.
Plus,
You're
DeAndre
He's
Hopkins.
dead to me.
DeAndre Hopkins makes the best catches in the league, with three people draped on him.
No, he does, and he gets. I think there was a stat. At least there was when the Redskins played them. He had the most pass interference calls of anyone in the league. Basically, because people just are like, no, you're not going to catch it, and I'm
also-
not going to let this happen.
And also, they're not like Flacco, throw the ball up in the air and hope for pass interference
Yeah,
calls.
like
he
he-
is actually getting pulled down.
yeah, like on a slant.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah. No, he's something else.
I don't know. Antonio Brown to me, like, it's like, how did he get that open? And then you watch and it's like, there was no pick there. That's busy footed right there is what happened to you. So I don't know. It's just but I also kind of have a soft spot for the Steelers. I'll halfway cheer for Big Ben. I know that you hate me for that, Dave. But,
Yeah, you should
you
be
know,
hated for that.
Wow.
Just saying.
Women everywhere
that-
should be mad at you for that one.
That second woman, I don't know. Her story was a little whimsical.
No, the bathroom one wasn't.
Yeah, that one wasn't.
Yeah.
That one didn't sound very good.
How many stories do you need though? I mean, that's
Hey
that's
man,
the
that was
question.
before
Like,
me too. All
that's what I'm
right,
saying. Like,
the Roethlisberger love
Like, that's
was
where-
well ingrained before any of this happened.
yeah, but
All right, we're about to get into Unfriended soon.
Okay.
But first, you know what we got to do, right? Besides turn these alarms off. You know what we got to do, right? It's the end of the year. It's the end of the year show. We need trivia, right?
I always need trivia.
Always need trivia. So let's do some trivia. We'll get a better hip hop song.
Oh, nice. Good job, Common.
Hey, who's beat though? Don't please. Who's beat?
Well, I know the song.
What's the name of the song?
Well, no, I know the song that Common did.
Sing the song.
I know. I got the rhythm. I can't think of the words. Yeah.
It's a Jay Dilla beat. Come on, man.
I would have known that.
You should have known that.
Trying to
All
tell
right.
you, I'm all about the producer.
Today's trivia, and we're doing the hand thing. Hopefully, we're gonna have some light up buttons and all
Yeah,
that.
we need something. I
for
need some Jeopardy
2019.
love.
So we will work on that. I gotta Amazon that and see if they have that. I'm sure they do because Amazon has everything,
You gotta
including
Ruining
when your beats break and
society.
have some. Listen, I'm gonna pull these up. These are what my headphone pads look like on my Beats that I've had for like 6 years.
Wow.
Beats Studio 2.
They were beat.
Falling apart. the black leather paint was coming off, and every time somebody would take them off, the leather would still be on their ears.
Wow.
So I thought I was gonna have to throw the Beats away, but I went on Amazon and they have replacement pads for the Beats, and you can go on YouTube and you can figure out how to put them on and
That would have
take
been
the
a
old
lot
ones off.
smarter than buying $500 more pair of headphones.
They're not that much.
Yeah,
They're way cheaper.
They were $475.
No, way cheaper.
They like $2 something, I think.
Exactly.
I got those.
And so I did
they
buy a
sell
new pair
headphones,
also because this one of the ears goes out a little bit, so you got to kind of like hit it. But they're still good and new, and they look fresh now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they look
So
great.
shout out to Amazon and shout out to me for figuring out how to do something myself.
DIY.
Shouldn't you shout out
Yeah.
Beats more so than anything for having the replacement
No,
piece?
because Beats don't have the replacements. Come on, Dave. This is Amazon. These are people from
Beats,
China.
Beats are saying buy a new set of headphones
Exactly.
Yeah.
for $300.
$3.99.
I'm not. Granted, I own like one of those sport pairs of Beats, which the only ones that ever worked for me because I had replacement things on them. I have exchanged almost every pair of Beats because they are generally trash.
I mean, I think they're good headphones. I got in on the craze when they originally came out, but after I spent $200+ on a pair of headphones that I used 8 times in a year, I was like, no, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I use mine all the time, so it'd be different.
Yeah,
but
no,
that's what I'm
It's a
saying,
better investment for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're solid headphones. Of course, there are worse headphones and there are much better headphones. But I mean, for the price and what you get,
And they
and
look good. They feel good. You know what I'm saying?
for all those things,
And
I
the
think
women
they're
love 'em.
worth. I think
Steve,
they're worth
the women
what you
love 'em.
pay.
I thought somebody said something about women. I was like, did Steve just say something about the women?
I got one woman, bruh. She loves me with or without them headphones.
Because she's
baby.
watching live.
Hey, she bought me them headphones, player.
See, there you go. You didn't pay for them. I paid for mine.
Oh, trust me.
Oh, fair. Fair. Don't say
Hey.
anything else. You're good. I got
Hey,
you.
we ain't
You
dating.
good.
We
You
married,
good.
bro.
You good.
Our
You
bank
good.
accounts is married. We all married.
Day.
We all the way married.
Oh, join the count.
All right, let's get into trivia. First to 5. If you get one wrong, you lose a point. First to 5 wins.
Weren't you going to tell us what the
Win by
trivia was,
2.
and then you got sidetracked by your
The
Beats?
Yeah, I'm telling you what the trivia is. The trivia is real names of your favorite rappers. We're gonna say the real name.
Ooh.
You're gonna give
I'll
us the
lose.
rapper.
Some of these I'll know.
I'll lose.
Won't know all of them.
You know what? We're not gonna lose a point. We're not gonna lose a point today. Because
It don't matter.
Some of these you have to guess.
I don't feel good on this one.
I'm gonna lose.
All right.
Ooh, real
So we're gonna start right now with the easy one. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Hands up fast, Steve. You got one of the. Good job. I'm just hey.
Dang it, Steve.
At least you got that trigger.
His reflex.
My
you
name
know,
Usually your
Steve.
hand is super slow.
Hey,
My name is
it's like a teacher
Steve.
call your name. You like, I'm paying attention. Hey, what you mean?
I don't feel the victory this time.
Oh,
All right.
I don't
stop
know
it,
why.
Dave.
I know
Wait,
I don't.
Dave.
Me and Steve are. Look, Quan got to put something in my wheelhouse,
All right, this is for $5.
like Seinfeld.
I still owe Dave 5 for last trivia.
Correct.
I'll get him
You,
on some
you gotta
Seinfeld.
remind me, bro.
I'm not sure that that's true.
Don't.
All right, rappers' real names right here on Unnamed Trivia. I almost said his rap name. Okay. Calvin Brodus. Dave.
Snoop.
All right. He has one. Next one. Melissa Arnett. Steve.
Missy Elliott.
Good job, Steve.
Wow.
Good job. 1
Did
to
not
1.
know that.
1-0 to 1.
Never heard that name in my life.
I didn't remember her last name.
The last name
last
threw me
name
off,
threw
but I
me,
was
'cause I
like,
was
Yeah,
like,
the
I only know
Melissa,
one
the
Melissa,
Melissa
yeah.
part should have given it away.
I was
I
like,
guess.
Queen Pin?
Man, it makes sense. I just never heard her name before.
Antoine Padden.
Oh,
Big
Steve.
boy.
yep. You are correct.
All
I
right.
couldn't get my hand off the table on that one for some reason.
Stuck.
All right, the next one. Josh, come on, bro. Don't make Dave take your card away for the end of the year.
Oh, it's not taken. I knew Snoop.
I knew Antoine Patton too.
All right, Clifford Smith. Josh, you answered this one at T-Mobile.
No.
Steve.
This is wrong. I was going to say Method Man.
It's Method
It
Man.
is Method
It is
Man.
Method Man.
You
I
answered
did-
that
yeah,
at
it is
T-Mobile
Method
when
Man.
Dude,
Is that really?
trying to-
I thought
No,
it was
that is
Method
Meth-
Man.
that
Then
is
I was
Method
like,
Man's
then I was
thing.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I think he
that's-
changed his name,
that's
but then
Method
it's
Man.
like,
No,
nah,
it's-
that's him.
it's Cliff-
That's him.
it's Clifford
Yeah.
Smith.
I think you went by something else though.
I know. That's why I was like, my first thought was Method
Method
Man.
Man.
He went by Method Man.
And then I was
That's
like,
fine.
did
I
he-
know that.
Did he go by another name? Like, yeah. I don't know.
His stage
Maybe I'm
name.
thinking about one of them other Wu
I
Tang.
don't remember that rapper at all.
So many Wu Tang members. I don't know. I probably got one of the other names mixed up.
All right, next one. Steve has 2.
3.
Whoa, Steve wants
Steve
that
is dicing it
$5.
up.
Steve's like, honey, I'm going to bring that $5 home.
All
right.
Got another kid to feed.
Sean Michael Leonard Anderson.
Sean Michael Leonard Anderson.
He went full government.
I don't know.
He's a current rapper.
I'm just waiting for my.
He's a current rapper.
Okay.
He dated a really hot pop chick before.
That's
Oh,
half the rappers.
he dated
Ariana Grande.
Big Sean.
There you go. Josh gets a point.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I
had to
didn't
spell
deserve
that.
it.
Big Sean's
I mean,
terrible.
Yeah, I don't know these new guys.
Big Sean's awful.
I didn't deserve that because I was definitely going to the other one that dated the Kardashian people.
All right, next one. Jonathan Mortimer Smith.
What?
This is why these dudes have stage names because their names
Mortimer
are trash.
Smith.
Wow.
I see why you can't go with
No
your real
idea.
name. Drake's like the only
Mortimer
one.
sounds like a battle rapper.
No, Mortimer sounds like
Mortimer.
I'm about to graduate.
I got no clue.
Trading places?
All right, I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, it's like he was like
His favorite
what gives
hockey
him more than
team
here?
is the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, that's Lil Jon.
Lil Jon. Okay, 3, 2, and 1.
That's tragic.
I told you I wasn't winning this one.
That's tragic. That he had to go with Lil Jon.
Okay. You guys got to be quick on this one. Donald Glover. Dave.
Childish Gambino.
Donald Glover. I know that, but I was like,
How do you even separate the two? Look.
I mean,
Seven.
realistically,
Yeah,
he's more Donald Glover than anything else.
Right.
All right, real name. Onika Mirage.
Oh, that's Nicki Minaj.
Uh-oh. He's tied with you, Steve.
Wow.
All right.
I only knew that because Onika is just trash. That's just really bad.
As is Nicki Minaj.
Truth.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Next one. Trevor Smith.
Oh, I know this.
I do too.
I do not.
Trevor Smith.
Trevor Threes.
Is it Busta Rhymes?
Busta Rhymes.
Oh,
I knew it too.
wow.
Busta.
I feel like but I didn't realize that Busta's Muslim.
I don't know.
Everybody's a Muslim.
Yeah,
Yes.
like his brother's like super Muslim. Like his name's like
Steve's
Shabazz,
Muslim on
Allah,
Tuesdays.
Yeah,
Abdul Jabbar.
Yeah,
Ali. Zimbabwe. All right. Next one.
Steve ready for the victory.
Armando Perez.
Big Pun?
No.
No, not a Big Pun. Big Pun.
You lose a
That's,
point.
something else.
Oh,
Oh,
we
you
did
don't
not
lose
no
a point.
losing
You're
points.
Yeah, no
good.
losing
You're
points.
good,
Points.
Steve.
That was the only reason
Don't-
I gambled.
don't-
I was like, I can't lose. I can't lose.
Don't worry about it, Steve. I had
Do
your
another
back.
one.
Anybody?
I had your back. No,
Do another one.
That was Pitbull.
I was gonna say probably.
Which,
you know what?
is very
Even
questionable
if I-
about him being a rapper.
Even if I would have known that, I wouldn't have answered it. Just I wouldn't have wanted to know.
You would have sat that one out like I don't deserve
That
this
guy's
point.
terrible.
I don't deserve this point. That's fine.
I feel like it's just the same thing in every song. And
Mr.
his
Worldwide.
his songs are in like every movie.
All right,
Like,
well,
God,
I don't
yeah.
want to talk about Pitbull, guys.
Me neither.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. Be quick with the hands. Mr. Stanley Burrell. Stanley Burrell.
Yeah.
80s rapper.
Gosh, dude.
You guys give up?
Yes,
Yeah.
clearly.
Too
Short.
legit
MC
Hammer?
to quit. MC Hammer. How do you guys not know that? I thought you guys would know that one.
No.
I met his brother out here.
I think I knew it. I forgot it.
I don't think I ever knew that one.
I mean, I know why he's called Hammer.
I met his brother. He's cool.
I know the story of that. If that gets me anything.
Hey, way to back her way to the point, Dave. I feel it. You was trying because I was gonna be like, "What's the story, Dave?"
But I do know the story.
I was gonna let him walk into that.
All right,
point.
next one. Tupac Shakur. I'm joking.
It's like,
Come
like
on, man.
what are we doing?
Go to my one. You know what my one is. I'm waiting on it too. I'm sitting there like,
Next
he's gonna do
one.
it. He's gonna give it to me.
Earl
Yes,
Simmons.
DMX.
Wow.
Yes.
wow.
4-4.
He didn't even finish the name.
He didn't have to, baby. I knew that one. I was waiting on. That's what I got.
Should have thrown my arm up when you said Earl.
There's only one Earl.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I should have waited
I
because
appreciate you.
Yeah, you should have waited because he was sitting on it.
I was sitting on it. I was waiting on it because I was waiting on it the whole time. Like, he's going to say DMX.
That's like sitting on
He's
a
gonna give me
fastball.
DMX.
Like, he's gonna throw me a fastball eventually. I'm just gonna wait. Bat's
so
gonna stay on the
this
shoulder.
is 4-4 to 1 or
no,
2?
no. See,
I got
Dave
two.
has
Oh.
2 or 3.
Two.
Can Dave make this comeback
No.
He could, but
with the
not.
next one?
not with the no losing points.
You guys ready? Steve has his fingers like that might be cheating a little bit.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
he's
on the
good.
table.
Look, me and Dave, whenever
table.
you
I'm on
start
the
getting
table.
stuff out, we go like this. Like me and him both like.
See, I
all right.
can't see.
Yeah. It's
I'll be
all
able to see next year when we get
You're
this
good.
new table
You're good. You're
that
good.
I've talked about for a year.
Told you I wasn't winning this one.
Dave, have faith in yourself.
I have more faith in Dave than Dave
All right,
has.
next one. This could be the last one. Curtis Jackson. Josh.
50 Cent.
Come on, man.
Wow.
I'm not sure you beat me on that.
I
don't
ain't
think so
I ain't
either. But I'll
think
take the
sure
victory to
Yeah,
in
you did.
I'm not sure you
2018.
beat me on that.
I'm pretty sure he
Taking
did.
the
We'll
victory.
watch the replay,
Yeah,
but
watch the replay.
I'm positive he did.
Oh,
Wow.
I appreciate you.
Wow.
I think we have breaking news right here. Josh, is that the first time you won trivia?
No, first time with Dave. Remember, I beat like a guest. I beat Todd. It wasn't.
Doesn't even count.
The regular that's never here.
It was tied.
It wasn't a guest at
It
all.
wasn't a guest.
But
It was a tie.
it was me and Todd. It was just me and Todd.
Wow.
And it was like, I think it was like sitcom trivia or something. And I
There wasn't three. Steve was here for that too, right or no?
no,
I
I feel like it
don't
was
know.
just me and Todd.
Oh,
Or
I
if-
usually don't do 2-man trivia.
Or if Steve was here, Steve
He
was
just
not,
lost
he was
bad.
If I
not
was
in
here,
the,
yeah,
he
I'd-
was not in the
you
discussion.
just lost bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. There you have it.
Unfriended me.
Wow.
All right, this is our segment where we unfriend somebody. Well, we're going to unfriend somebody, and I didn't announce this, but for the year, who are you unfriending
Oh, good. I'm glad.
for the year? I'm going to
glad.
start with Josh because he's had this since the
I'm
beginning of the
busting
show.
at the seams.
Whoa,
That there's no sexual innuendo.
I didn't say
busting
anything.
at the seams. Anyway,
That's what she said.
again, there was nothing there, but I'll appreciate it. So yesterday, I'm not sure if you guys know who Officer Daniels is. He's like one of those social media cops that like people liked, was funny. But he does like he.
I know who
puts out-
Cedric Daniels on The Wire is.
Oh my God. Anyway, you know a lot about The Wire.
Yeah, don't
you-
drink.
No,
Don't-
we're not.
don't bring a Wire
I know.
trivia
I know.
in my
No,
presence.
I know nothing on The Wire.
Don't
so
bring
I'll
a
just,
Wire trivia around me.
I will happily concede.
he
Victory.
knows Jack Daniels,
No, Jack Daniels.
But-
I know.
Xavier
I know,
McDaniels.
I know former ABA star Mel Daniels.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Lloyd Sweet Pea Daniels.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know how that took off from my stuff, but all right. But that's pretty good. But
Daniel
anyway,
from the Book of
so-
Daniel.
oh my.
Chase Daniel.
Wait. Is it? No, I'm gonna mess myself up. Anyway, but so okay. So this officer, he posted a video yesterday of basically it was like it was this cop that headbutt a perp, kneed him, and then like kicked him on the ground while like handcuffing the guy, and he just tagged it as head, shoulders, knees, and snow. Cause it was in the snow and he put the guy down in the snow.
and this is
right?
a real cop.
This is a real cop.
Okay.
This is a real cop. I don't know if he filmed this or if this was another cop video,
Right,
so
right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And so and it didn't look like the person was black. It looked like he may have. I couldn't tell if he was Spanish or if he was white. That wasn't even the point.
Right.
It was a 3-second just, and he was done, and that
Yeah.
was it. And so I simply said like, and he actually responded. So I said, I'm not sure, but is this, would you deem this excessive in taking down a perp? And so then he said,
He responded to you.
he responded,
Okay.
and he said effective, and I was like, okay. But then like everybody else on the thread, like blah 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 blah, like you should just whatever. And then this one guy, like because I forget what he said. He said something, and I was pissed, and so he was like, yeah, like maybe if you weren't so busy breaking the law, you wouldn't have to worry about these things.
Oh gosh.
And so I railed into
There we
him,
go.
and I was like, first and foremost, my biggest problem with people saying that to me is, so again, race wasn't even in this.
Yeah.
It wasn't a black person.
Right.
It was that you could see.
Yeah.
It was a
Right.
grainy video, but it was not a black person.
Right.
So you can, you don't even have to like spin it like, oh, it was a black thing. Like that
Yeah.
wasn't it. This was a simple cop question.
Yeah.
And so I just was really just trying to ask a question. It wasn't even, I wasn't coming down on the officer or anything.
Right.
I was just like, would this be considered effective? Like, would this be considered excessive? And so I said to him, and I was just like, look, my biggest thing with everyone, because like everyone kept kind of coming after me, and I was just like, look,
Coming after you.
yeah, like everyone was like,
Wow.
oh yeah, like blah blah blah, maybe you shouldn't be breaking the law, or maybe you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to worry about all this other stuff. And I was like, look, so if this was your brother, son, friend, whomever, and all of a sudden, they're being tackled and tased and everything else, why is that? So then, when you say something and people are like, oh well, you don't know the whole story, you should say that about any situation. I was like, this was a 3-second video. I can't tell. You can't tell what this person was doing, because people were like, oh, well, he was attacking the officer. I was like, fool, we didn't see anything.
Yeah, we didn't
He
see that part.
headbutt,
We don't know
he
the lead up.
headbutt
We
the
didn't see that.
person, and he was on the ground in literally an eye blink. Like there was nothing else there. So what? And like it wasn't even like the person like lunged at him,
Yeah.
so you
Right.
could see that. So it was like, dude, like what are you even talking about? So my unfriend for the year is people not listening to other people. People
Yeah.
speaking before they listen. Like everyone is in this mindset of, oh, I'm just gonna condemn you for condemning you. I don't even care what you have to say.
No
Right.
facts.
And
Yeah,
no
like
nothing. Yeah.
like nothing at all. And it was like I asked a question.
Yeah.
I didn't come down on the officer, because like I mean technically in my own defense, I really was like, that you have a platform.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be making fun or making light of an officer beating on someone in any form.
But
When you have
if you're an officer,
when you have millions of followers,
Yeah,
like,
but
you know what I mean? 'Cause
here's the
'cause,
problem.
Like, that was really my whole thing, was
what's the climate of his followers?
Yeah, it's playing
So
to the
they,
Well,
they like that.
but no, that was my thing. Like in the beginning when he first came out, he was funny.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that was really his initial clientele, if you will, or follower base.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was just, and so but he responded, and I respect him for
Yeah.
responding, because like he said, effective. I can't say anything else because I don't know what took place. So it could have, in that situation,
Exactly.
that dude could have been belligerent, out of out of line, out of pocket. Not my thing. But
Yeah.
that's who I'm unfriending. Just
All
people
right.
that don't listen.
So listen to Josh in 2019, people.
No, just listen to everyone. Listen to everyone.
Yeah.
And don't react off headlines. Not
Yes.
reading the story. Oops. Wrong button. Wrong button again.
You unfriended me.
All right, Steve, who you got?
I think I'm unfriending everybody
Who's Asian?
who no.
You have to be friends to unfriend.
We had to first be friends.
Wow. Now, people who just blindly take sides. And part of this, I mean, it probably could piggyback off what Josh was saying, but for 2018, like that's something we got to stop. It is completely 100% acceptable if you like Marvel and DC. Like
Real
you
talk.
don't, you
that's
don't,
my biggest
don't you
pet
dare
peeve.
you know
say
what I
that,
mean?
Steve.
Like you don't have to pick a side. Like like everything doesn't have to be a comparison.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to
Go
be.
immediately to comments.
You know what I'm
That was
saying? Like
great.
everything doesn't have to be like, oh well, how was this compared to this? And it's like, why do we have to compare it?
Not
I like
Just enjoy both.
Hey, I love Michael Jackson. I love Prince. I don't have to pick which one is the best. I listen to both of them.
Yeah,
It just
You know
depends
what
on
I
my
mean?
mood.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, hey,
If I'm trying to get some, it's
Look,
gonna be Prince.
that's what I was gonna say. Hey, when my kids around, it's
Sorry,
Michael
Miss
Jackson.
Williams.
Amen.
When it's just me and my wife, it's Prince.
Prince,
I mean, that's
Prince
just,
is going on.
hey, you know, I mean, look, it's very divisive, and part of it goes. I mean, it spreads in everything from like movies and music to politics and everything else,
Yeah,
where
that's-
people
that's
really
right.
are like hating people because they didn't pick the same team they picked.
Everyone's Crips
It's
and
like,
Bloods.
dude,
It's
I could
really
be
bad.
a Republican, you could be a Democrat, and we could still have dinner.
and we could still
You know what
be
I'm
good.
saying?
We could still be best friends.
Great friends, and this thing not divide us.
So
Like,
maybe
stop
we
being-
learned that from politicians. I don't know.
Maybe we did. I don't know who we learned it from. The Bloods and the Crips. I don't know. It's been going on forever. It's
I
same
don't-
gang,
Cain and
different
Abel?
weapons. I mean, I don't know. you
well,
know?
I think it really just I think social media has blown it into a different
No,
stratosphere
for sure.
because you know just with the internet in general just
People
with-
will say stuff
Yeah.
just to start an argument.
yeah and people
Right.
and that was my whole thing
Well,
like
plus
with,
it's also very safe behind
Yeah.
your phone or
oh
your
but
keyboard
yeah
or whatever.
exactly
Right.
everyone
It's very
everyone is
different than
Kermit
like it's one thing for somebody to hit Josh with some of those comments on there.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother thing
To
to,
come
be
say
sitting
it-
like
yeah,
right
say
here
it in
and
my
say
face.
like
I've legit
maybe you shouldn't be
invited.
breaking the law.
yeah
I have a
okay
feeling they probably wouldn't say
I
that.
might have to break your neck and
Yeah.
maybe you'll stop talking to people
I've,
like that
I've legit invited people and gave them the address to the studio to come talk about it on the radio.
yeah
Like different things that had arguments with me.
Yeah.
Because you're cussing me out on Facebook in a Vegas Nights group.
That was the worst.
I didn't see that
I should
You,
have.
you can go ahead and come
You know what?
in,
That might
come
be
into
my
the radio.
unfriended.
the Vegas Nights group
No, the person who attached me to it.
oh snap comes back to Quan Quan looking at you
Dave. Speaking of Dave, how long did you last in the group?
Oh, I never joined the group. You just made it show up on my feed. I had to block
made
it
it.
multiple different times. Oh my God, those people were so annoying. And I mean, some of them were just fans, but some were just stupid. It was just like dumb stuff. And they would just, and like you said, it just, if you say anything, it's just like,
what you have a different opinion
yeah. It was, well, one, they had opinions based on nothing.
Yeah.
Just like, it's just, they're just the greatest team of all time. You know, every one of the players is the best. better than
Subban
Wayne
sucks
Gretzky.
because he's black. I mean, because he.
Yeah,
like, come on, guys.
exactly. Yeah, Subban was not popular, that's for sure.
Gosh.
Of course not. But everybody looked at me like I was crazy when I thought they were booing Subi.
Well, they weren't booing him.
I know they weren't, but
What were they
when
saying?
I thought they,
So,
you know how when they, yeah. So me and my wife look at
well
each
that
other
turns
like,
into booze real fast
like, hold up, you know, why is the black dude
he
being
turns him
booed?
himself.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know,
all right, Dave.
yeah, go ahead.
You know what? I'm gonna unfriend for the year because a lot of times it's just wrong. Replay in general. Be perfect or go away.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of replay. Well, or just also the fact of just blowing things dead without. How about you let it play out?
Yeah.
That play yesterday when Lamar Jackson
yes
doesn't get across the end zone, they blow the play dead. That should have been a touchdown.
yep.
Yeah.
That's a
I mean,
pick
they
six.
get the ball. It's like,
That's a-
that's great, but they were gone.
that was a
There was
six,
no.
yeah.
It's like, how about you just let the play happen?
Well, and remember-
you're going to take forever to review it anyway, so it's not like you're really
Right.
taking that much more time. So really go full speed with the replays and don't be wrong and don't and expand things even more so you can make sure things are right, or just go away from them entirely.
Yeah.
How about just call the game? Let's just call the game.
I mean, and,
Yeah.
and you think about in hockey a lot of times, when those kind of things happen, they like, or in the NBA, they'll
NBA
basically
always.
they'll just say
People
we'll,
just go
we'll,
right
we'll
to
basically
anything.
go
Yeah.
into this and just say mark that, but we're gonna let it keep going, and then
Right.
we'll come back to it at a better
Yeah.
time.
Right.
I actually saw now they're starting to replay in soccer, and they took away 2 goals.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
The
oh
VAR.
snap! Like what happened?
Right.
Wow.
Because I had seen the score for Ronaldo's game, and Ronaldo had scored, I think it was a goal or 2 goals, and the score before I watched the replay was saying 2-1. So like the other team scored a huge goal in extra time, and I was like, oh wait, they won, and it was like, oh wait, we might have a replay, and I was like, replay, and like he like went and was like,
Oh man.
And that was like a huge, like, you know how in soccer that's a big deal.
That's
huge.
huge.
It kills me because with a lot of these, I've seen a lot of them lately where it's taking a long time and they still come out with like,
the wrong result,
the wrong call.
Like, get it right if you're gonna take 8 minutes.
And then you always have to hear everybody's like officiating experts, and the officiating experts are usually just making things worse because they'll never say anything.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great rarity that anybody will ever say anything saying that an official got it wrong.
Yeah.
But even when it's like blatant and the official's just like trying to dance, the former official's like, it's like, man, you're not doing it anymore. He got it wrong. It's very clear that the official got that wrong.
Well, it sucks too when they watch the replay. We all see the replay and they still don't overturn something that should have been overturned.
Yes.
Like, that's the most frustrating thing to me. It's like,
It's
we see
conclusive.
that. We're all watching it. The commentators are saying the same thing. The former referee that they interview is saying the same thing.
Right.
But the ref on the field is seeing something different, which always makes me wonder.
I just wish they got things right.
And that's the other thing is some of these times where things are so blatant, it's just right there on the first shot. It's like, oh no, that's clear.
Why are we gonna watch this for 15 more
and
minutes?
then it's like
5 minutes later.
It's like, why are we still doing this?
Why are we still watching?
What angle
Well,
did you
technically,
need?
you know what?
Yeah.
He might have done this, and I'm like, it
Let's
took us
watch
5 more
it
minutes to
again.
figure that out.
Yeah. I think that's where that's what makes it so annoying is they watch it to get it right. So get it
Still
right.
get it wrong.
There shouldn't be rules about what can and can't change. Like, no, we're going to watch this again and we're going to make a ruling based on what happened.
And
in the ruling, yeah, it was a catch, but there was a pass interference or there was
Yes.
this or
Listen,
you know what I mean.
And that's the
all
part
those
of
things.
the replays that I
We
wish they
have
would
the-
fix.
We
Right.
have the technology. If you want to do replay to where it's computerized and you remove human error, if you want to do it,
Exactly.
do it all the way. If
Yeah.
you're not going to do it all the way,
Then,
stop doing it.
like,
Right.
That's just I think I think people in sports just in general, because things will play themselves out however they're going to play themselves
Right.
out anyway.
Right.
Just let the flow of the game happen.
I will say
I mean,
one
TV
thing.
networks will never let it happen because it's more commercial breaks.
I will say one thing on Dave's point that I wish they would do, and it's kind of hybrid between what both of you just said. In the NFL, when you see something else, or the NBA too, mind you, if there is another foul that preceded what the call is that's being challenged,
Like the James Harden.
call it.
The James
Yeah.
Harden.
Like, let's call it in
the
real
crazy
time now.
walk that he
Yeah,
had.
like, oh, okay, sorry. Before that of bounds, he got clobbered in the head.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Now
yeah.
it's
Before-
a foul. We have a foul going this way.
Before
like,
Harden
right.
got
That-
fouled shooting a three,
Yeah.
he took 5 steps backwards.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
do that. Like, let's stop
If
looking
you're
at
going
it.
to correct it,
Yeah,
correct it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
let's get to the right call.
And
let's
that's what I
not
want.
just
Yeah, the
let's
right
not
call.
just be
Well,
like,
'cause-
oh, well, technically that wasn't what we replayed, so we ain't looking over here.
Or
Stop the tape.
Or
We're
that,
just gonna focus
or that
on
right
this.
there is not replayable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
you were.
I don't like that.
You are exactly right with that because especially like with some of those Harden things, the Harden is the perfect example because it's like, well, yeah, guy ended up fouling him because he shouldn't have been there.
He took 9 more steps
Yeah,
to
it's
get
like-
to this space. The man was like, Jesus, you didn't call anything?
The
What
other-
am I supposed to do?
the
Like, I
other
have to
day,
murder him now.
the other day, he takes 4 steps backwards to shoot a 3, and it's like I watched that game
with the ref right in front of him.
Right, I watched that game, and it's like, you know, when Kyrie steps back, it's 2 steps. When Harden steps back, it's 3 or 4. The step back is a move that can be done. Kyrie is proving that. Why can't Harden do it?
Also,
Well,
by the way, Luca is proving that too.
yes, he is.
And Luka.
Yes,
Like,
he is.
so-
Actually,
so the
really
move
well.
can be
Luca's
done.
step back is nasty.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's so
I think
tough.
he's at like 43% on step back
Dude,
threes.
his step
Listen,
back
he's
is nasty.
It's pretty
crazy.
good. At
This
least
is a
the last time I heard his stat.
19-year-old
But
kid.
the
His
problem
numbers
is,
yeah, he's sick.
and the other thing is just officials changing to so that superstars don't get called for things. Like the way that gathering is now interpreted because
Oh,
of James
gosh,
Harden.
Yes.
You know, after LeBron got called for traveling when he said it was a crab dribble, they like changed that rule. Like you never saw that call again after that. It's like, well, how about you make them modify
Their play.
And you can
Yeah.
go back. You can go back with more popular players that people love. I mean, realistically, let's be honest. If you were calling carries, Allen Iverson's career would have been very different.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. We all love Allen Iverson, loved watching him play, but
Well,
I
and
mean,
doesn't that
a
build
lot of
up?
those-
Isn't
a lot
it?
of-
Isn't it like the domino effect where you let them do that back in the 2000s, early 2000s,
Yeah.
and so now you get to travel more and more.
Correct.
And soon, like that doesn't even exist
But yeah,
at
and-
all.
when
Double
was the
dribble
fir-
and travel doesn't even exist the same way it used to.
you guys have been around. We're all similar ages. I mean, and Josh, you've been around the game even more with your brother playing and seeing all these things. When did gather become a term that was so clearly talked about?
I think that wasn't until like 08, 09.
That's what I'm saying. Gather is like
That definitely wasn't even a thought.
Yeah.
You had two steps
You
to
had
do
2
whatever
steps.
it was
exactly.
that you were
That's
gonna
it.
do.
Whatever
you
you
get
had
two.
to do. I mean, and superstars got their little extra.
Yeah, you
step.
might get a but they did get called for it a lot too. Like you might miss one. I can mind you missing one. It's missing 25 in a game.
The thing is,
I'm like, wait.
the thing
And
is,
then all of a sudden, gathering became. I remember the first time I heard that, I was like,
gather.
"What? Gather?
yeah.
A gather step? So you get you gather whatever gathering is, and then you get 2 steps."
Yeah. And that's the
Well,
thing
and
is,
like James Harden makes his gather 2 steps worth of gathering.
2 steps of gather,
It's 2
and
steps
then
of gathering,
maybe
and
two
then 2
steps.
steps.
traveling used to be basically from when the last ball when the ball bounced off the ground last,
Yeah.
you got
2 steps.
2 steps,
2 steps from that moment on.
bounce,
Yeah.
right?
That's it.
Going toward the basket or to a pass. Now,
Or if
it's-
you caught it like on a fast break and we're going up, you got 1.
right,
You
and now
unfriended
you got to
me.
have the ball in your hand. I'm still talking.
Oh.
Unfriended,
The worst part is I always can see his face, and you guys don't see it. I did not know you could blend them on top of each other like
Oh,
that
yeah,
back
yeah,
then. That's
keep
pretty
playing
good.
them.
That was pretty
You
good.
Space
Force. That's what she said.
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
All right. I'm unfriending everybody that watched and liked and watched and hated Bird Box. I don't care about that movie.
I didn't watch it.
I was going to watch it before it became a craze. I'll never watch that movie. I don't care about that movie. I don't care about everyone on social media that only watched that movie because people on social media were watching it. You had no interest in that movie before.
I didn't even know about it, and then it became a thing.
And it's just a Netflix movie. So
Yeah,
It does have Sandra Bullock. I am a fan of Sandra Bullock.
it's a lot of famous people in this movie. We watched it last night,
Fair.
but
so you're unfriended, Steve.
The funny thing is
All of 19.
I saw
All
a
of
trailer
19.
and I was actually interested to watch it, but just so
Same
much
thing
nonsense
happened.
about it,
Yeah.
and now I'm like,
that's
I saw the trailer on Netflix. I
passed
turned
that.
on Netflix the night it came out. The trailer popped up.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
like,
already
okay,
there.
this looks cool. I'm not going to watch it
Yeah.
tonight because I'm about to go to bed. So
That's how
I
I
want to
was,
watch like
yeah.
a comedy special that I can fall asleep to. But then 2 days later, yeah, it's all over social media. I'm like, you guys have
Yeah.
totally made me lose interest in this movie, and I don't want to watch it. And the people that didn't even watch it saying it sucks. It's like, I know you didn't watch it
Nah,
because you
you
don't got
gotta watch it.
Netflix.
yeah.
No, everybody's got somebody's code.
Yeah,
That's true too.
Everybody's got somebody's Netflix.
Well, there's a couple people
No,
that don't have any friends that have Netflix.
Well, no,
either.
no. The did you see the meme where it was like Netflix is trying? Like it was like a breaking news, like Netflix trying to figure out how 35 million people watch Bird Box off of 4 different accounts. How it's so weird.
That's funny. Yeah, so I don't care about Bird Box. And I don't care if you care about Bird Box.
I don't care.
I think it's a more general problem than just Bird Box. It's whatever.
Well, I think that was the
Yeah.
last thing
Phenomenon is.
that was the
The
thing that
capper
ended
of
2018
Yeah.
was that. And like Steve said with all the other movies, like you have to pick sides all the time.
yeah.
It's like what you like. You don't have to like what someone else doesn't like just because you don't like them. So just deal with it. And another unfriended I'm gonna give out there for everyone. Like these kids are 19, like Doncic, 20, 21. Quit judging their careers and their life
Yeah.
because when you were 21 years old, you didn't even have a fast food job. These people are in professional sports.
Hey, I
So
did.
don't judge. Well, some people did. So don't judge their whole careers off of what they're doing in their rookie and second and third years.
Yeah.
Players could be
True.
good. Leave Lonzo alone.
They're more. They're more
There it is.
wow.
I was waiting on it.
There
when
it
when he
is.
once he started going the 20 and
Leave
21
it
route, I
alone.
was
It's
like,
waiting somewhere.
When you get to
Lonzo is
ju-
lurking in the weeds.
leave Ingram alone. Leave
Quan,
leave
you leave Lonzo alone.
leave Trae Young alone.
Well, you do realize the problem is you're around too many Laker fans, and Laker fans want to break down every game. My buddy Bruce once was picking up and pushing his couch around his room, and it was like game 2 of the season.
It's like, what was that?
And he's actually
Kareem
knowledgeable.
We're
Abdul-Jabbar?
passionate about our teams.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar after Magic going crazy in Game 1 on a game winners, like
Against the San
we
Diego
got
Clippers.
81 more games.
81 more of those.
81 more games. We're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
They did win the.
They did make it, and they did win the
They did win the
championship.
championship.
Magic Johnson MVP.
But it was still good advice. Still good advice.
I'll give you that one, Quan. That was that. They did win the championship.
Yes, they did. In 6 games, Steve, with Captain Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at home in L.A. with a broken or a hurt ankle.
Versus the 76ers.
76ers. Daryl Dawkins, Chocolate Thunder.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, greatest player of all time.
He was
He's way
Kareem.
up there.
He was Kareem at that point.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he wasn't. He never was Lou Alcindor in
Not in L.A.
In L.A. Yeah.
Nope. Only in Milwaukee.
Yep.
Which is why he left when he changed his name. I can't be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Milwaukee. Just something doesn't fit right here.
Something isn't.
Can you go ahead and
gonna
trade
work.
me, guys? I got you a chip. Get me out of here. Milwaukee Bucks do have a championship.
That's crazy that he did not like. How do you let that go?
Let what go?
Like let
Kareem?
Kareem go.
Yeah.
Like because
Well, you have to- but
they
you-
had young dunk on people Kareem
but you-
before he started
oh,
going
yeah.
bald.
You have to remember this is a time when ownership of sports was not as lucrative as it was. So when guys were giving you
that's true.
deals that
No,
made
that's
you
true.
money,
That's true.
you were just like,
Take
well,
it.
I'll lose money with Kareem
Yeah.
and we'll win a championship, or I'll make money because of the deal. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna make
No,
money.
that's true too.
It's also
No-
easier when you won a championship already with him.
No, and no TV money at that point as well.
Oh yeah, no
that was
TV
that was
money,
when
yeah.
they were still
His
on
TV
tape
money
delay.
was a far
It's
side
definitely
away.
not for Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
weren't
true.
getting, you didn't have those CBAs out there.
No,
and
that's true. That's true.
you weren't getting big TV deals.
Different
and
NBA.
And
Oh,
they
yeah.
traded him for some great players. Brian Winters.
Different every
I
sport.
can't remember any
Right.
other names.
That the simple fact you remember Brian Winters. That was enough of
But,
that was enough
yeah,
of a
it
bad
was,
one.
He was the NBA coach.
Did
rough
they
times.
get anybody?
No,
Nobody of note.
even if they did,
Yeah, there's
you
nobody.
you were trading the absolute best player in the league.
in the league
Yeah.
for dirt.
like pre-prime. He wasn't even like as great as he was going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
He was pretty great, though.
He was already great.
He was very good.
He was
Yeah,
pretty great.
Yeah,
And
Wow.
yeah, I think Steve might be right. The greatest of all time. It was just before the era where everybody was watching basketball. So he's kind of thrown out there. I mean, he
also-
has a lot of records. He played defense and offense and won at every single level you can in basketball.
His personality didn't help him either.
Yeah, at all.
He wasn't he was never the most beloved guy because
And I think he regrets that.
I think he does. Well, part of it is he was too smart for most of the people that were talking to him,
Yeah.
and he wasn't afraid of letting that be shown,
Yeah.
which is not necessarily a bad thing. But he was a more
different era of.
he was more of a surly
people
guy,
giving
and I
those
mean,
questions.
He
I
was
think most
he
players
was-
with names like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Muhammad Ali,
yeah. But you know what I'm saying?
Well,
He was-
especially in that era, yeah.
amongst
He was-
lighter-skinned people.
He was the
usually.
best. He was the best player in basketball at a time when dudes were like legitimately throwing down. Like he was on the court
Yeah.
when Rudy T's face got caved in.
You love that moment in NBA history.
I tell you, man,
That's a great moment
It was
for-
a great
for Dave.
punch. It was a great punch.
Listen,
Kermit
Kermit Washington,
Washington, right?
apologized to Rudy T, and they've talked since. They can't really talk now unless Rudy T visits him in the state penitentiary because he's in for a lot of years.
Damn, really?
Oh yeah, he did some very dirty stuff.
Yeah, like
Google
cave Rudy T's face.
No, after that,
he started doing it off the court
when,
too.
when he got older.
Cave and Rudy T, he got vilified for that, but he really didn't do anything wrong. Rudy T was running up. He didn't know. All the guy did was spun and threw the most perfect punch that's ever been thrown in mankind.
Don't leave the bench. These are the reasons.
They were in the game.
Don't leave the bench.
He was in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. He was in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
Rudy
in the
was
game.
in the game.
Oh, well.
But he came running up. I
But
mean,
that's where the
yes,
instigator
he might
part
have become
started?
running up to be
A peacemaker
peacemaker,
or another problem.
Hey,
I didn't know.
Kermit didn't know. All he knew was he spun. There was a man there, and he put his fist through his
And
face.
listen, he was labeled as an
Hey.
enforcer. They don't have those in the NBA anymore, but
No.
back in the day, every team, like hockey, had an enforcer.
They don't even have centers in there.
He was
in fear of
definitely
his
one
life,
of them.
bro.
He was definitely one of them, and he took his enforcing seriously, and he enforced
Well,
that
all
day.
those guys did. Look at like Maurice Lucas. I mean, guys love Bill Walton named
Yep.
Luke Walton after Maurice Lucas.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
come
Yeah.
on, they loved the enforcers back then. When those guys came in, You know, there were guys that you were
Rick
like, you don't mess
Mahorn.
with that
Oakley's still an enforcer in
Rick-
Madison Square Garden.
Rick
Oakley's still
Mahorn.
Oakley's Michael Jordan's enforcer to this day. Notice Michael Jordan doesn't really hang around with anybody that consistently. Like none of his other old teammates, but Oak is there.
he still hangs out with folks. He still hangs out with people.
It's not like he's hanging out with Scotty.
He's not hanging out with
him and
Juanita.
him and Scotty hang out sometime.
Michael Jordan hanging out with them.
He doesn't kick it with
Is
Juanita Jordan anymore.
anybody
Yeah.
really excited for the 30 for 30, the documentary?
In 2020? No,
I-
I'm
no,
not
that's-
excited
that's-
yet.
Until next year?
I'm not excited.
No, like literally, I sent a message on Twitter to ESPN. Like I've literally watched this daggone freaking promo at least 30 times trying to find some new footage.
No,
Like
yeah,
you have the interviews done.
Yeah,
Why are we
they're-
waiting another
Nah,
year and a half?
they put 4 clips together and they gonna beat us with
Oh.
them until December of next year.
Well,
Like,
evidently, I mean, that's a lot of film.
And
I
you're
mean,
going to
they
buy a
followed
lot
like
of
that
new
whole
Jordans
year.
in between.
I ain't buying no Jordans.
I will.
Yeah,
You know I will.
I know you will. I ain't buying none.
I'll
When
see.
the
No,
last time Jordan
I
seen
will
sober?
definitely be watching it, but that's it.
I'll watch it. I'm not excited about it until it comes out.
I'm freaking excited.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sure you
I
are.
watched all of that basketball love story. You know, I'm going to watch this Jordan thing.
yeah. We're gonna watch. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Because
but,
there's
you know,
like
just-
because well here I'll put it to you this way too. The other reason why I'm excited is because I know a lot of things are gonna come out about LeBron in this. I'm sure they're gonna work. I'm sure either the Jordan's gonna work it in there or they're gonna work it in there. And because Jordan can't really do.
I
or
can't
say
imagine
anything.
ESPN working in LeBron anywhere.
Well,
It was a joke.
no, but you know what I'm saying. Like I just feel like that discussion might come up. In
Well,
this.
LeBron James said that he's the GOAT.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Since
Hey,
he
but you
beat
know what? I'd rather
Warriors.
somebody does say something like that.
Me too.
Say how you feel.
Yeah.
Don't give the pat answer. If you think you are, he's
Have
got.
you have you guys watched that?
That's
he's
my
got the
thing is,
credentials
to
have,
me-
you, have you guys
to
watched
be
that
up there.
series?
what is LeBron supposed
No.
to say?
It's a good
You're
series.
supposed to say the humble thing.
Why?
When does Jordan ever say the humble thing?
He always said the humble thing.
There's like 2 clips of Jordan
Jordan's
saying
never-
the humble thing.
Jordan's never
Michael-
said he's
Mi-
the greatest.
Michael always
Jordan
said,
has
no,
the most
listen.
smuggest responses to
Jordan's
everything.
never said he's the
but,
greatest.
but
Come
never
on,
to
man.
that. Never to that, Steve. Never to that.
Jordan's a
whenever
very-
people
very
were trying,
good,
whenever people were
at
trying
talking.
to put that on him, he was always like, no, like Wilt Chamberlain was great, Bill Russell was great. He's like Magic
he talks
Johnson was
about
great.
different eras.
But listen, if you're LeBron, you can't win. When you come out and say
Right.
what you actually think, people get mad because you said it. But when he says the pat answers all the time for all these years, people call him phony. So it's like, you know what? He can't win.
Right.
So you know what? You might as well say what you think. You think you're the best? He's good enough to say it.
And he's still
So be
playing.
it.
He's supposed to say I'm the best
I wouldn't have said it after that. After you then got housed 2 more times in the finals.
with no help.
No, the second time you did have help, and they got housed. Kyrie was still there.
Yeah.
well, they added Kevin Durant. also.
Kyrie was still there.
All right.
They added Kevin
So-
And
Durant.
they got housed.
They lose the first one. They lose the first one. He didn't have help. They win the second one
No.
with help.
They lost the first
Then
one.
they
He
lost
had
the
people that
second
got
one.
hurt.
right.
He lost.
Well,
He
that's,
didn't have help.
that's
But
my
people
point.
were there.
You don't
People
have
were
help.
there.
You don't have help when they're
You
out
don't
of
have
the
help
series.
when they're not there. Like
Well, but
two of the biggest starters were not there.
They
right?
did exist.
And so but they weren't there. Yeah,
Kelly Olynyk.
Draymond existed when
Draymond.
LeBron won in 7. So
Well,
that's my
he
point.
didn't
but-
exist for one very
went-
important
it
game.
went back and
Just
forth.
like
Exactly.
just like
But
Kyrie
that's-
didn't exist for 4 of
exactly. exactly.
Well, they got swept that time, so there wasn't a whole lot of like the whole Kyrie situation. They got cracked.
Kyrie went out in the first game.
Yeah, broke
what's
his kneecap.
Love didn't even make it to the
Love
game.
the Olynyk clinic, put him in the clinic.
Right.
But love doesn't
So-
last long at all. Have you
But
got?
the
Have you,
point- the
have
point
you guys
is-
watched
Love
that
never
more? Have you
lasts.
guys watched More Than the Athlete?
No.
No,
It's good.
I don't watch. I don't
It's
support
good.
LeBron.
I
You
just,
don't have to. It's good. It's a really good series.
He will
I
not
have
get
no,
any
I have
support
no
for it.
issue with
You'll
LeBron.
start liking
I'm
him
just
if you
not-
watch it.
I'm just not interested in him sitting around talking with his friends. That's not of interest to me.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Sorry, Quan. We're just waiting for this groin or ACL to snap and this nightmare to be over.
Yeah. He'll be
Just
all right.
waiting it out.
Wow.
Waiting it
Yeah.
out. I'm waiting on one
Nah, he's gonna get like some
RG3
T1000 type technology in there. He'll
Reach
be
for
all
a
right.
ball and the knee gives
RG3
way.
did that when he was like 10 years old, not his 18th year in the league.
That's right.
Stop it,
That's right.
John
Yeah.
Wall.
That's the reason why I can.
Hill Spurs.
Don't you be calling him Donald Trump? What is it? What is it?
Both in Washington.
No, what was Trump's nickname? They were calling him Cadet Bone Spurs.
Cadet Bone Spurs. Oh,
Bone
God.
Spurs.
Wow.
Oh,
Y'all
that's a good
nuts.
one.
Wow.
That's good.
All right. Well, that's 2018 for you. Yeah, we're out. We live in Vegas, so we have to get out of here
Yeah.
early. That's why we started the show early, because a lot is going on the strip. So we will see you guys next year. I know that's a long ways away, but that's Thursday. We'll be here at 2 o'clock. Dave probably won't be here 'cause
I
he
will
works
not.
a lot. And then we'll talk about the hockey tournament that's out here, Ice Vegas, that's this weekend in Las Vegas. So we appreciate it, and we will see you guys in 2019. Peace.